And once we knew that and they were playing small, it was a matter of time till Rudy just figured out how to dominate.
Chris Finch along with me here as we get set for Game 1. It's the Wolves and Warriors. Played them 4 times, but all before the Jimmy Butler trade. But in those 3 wins that Golden State got, Buddy Hield put up good numbers, averaged about 19 points, hit almost 50% of his threes. He kind of an X factor, maybe not even an X factor because that might not be doing him justice, but we saw what he could do in Game 7.
Yeah, he's definitely a huge factor in this series. I wouldn't say X factor. He's just we got to keep him under control. We've got to do a good job of limiting in his open looks. We know he usually scores in runs, and those runs come in the middle of their runs, and that's just an added bonus to everything else they got going on.
You feel like this team's in a better spot now facing Golden State as far as taking care of the basketball, because in those 4 games, again, can't read too much into it because of the personnel being different, but a lot of turnovers, a lot of heavy points off of turnovers for them.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, we turned it over at a high level. We tried to play in a crowd. They're very aggressive in the gaps. They shrink the floor. They got great on-ball compete. So we played right into their hands, and it ignited a lot of transition for them.
Is there key offensively against their number 1 ranked defense since Jimmy Butler came aboard?
Well, it is turnovers. I mean, they're number 1 since Jimmy came on board just because they generate so many turnovers.
All right, there we have it. Head coach Chris Finch, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Chris Finch, Cal, back to you.
All righty, we will rejoin Alan and Jim after this on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Just one time. In the last 2 seasons, they've done it twice. And they sealed their spot in the second round with a dominant 4-1 series win over LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and the LA Lakers, a team that nearly everyone outside of Minnesota was picking to win the series.
What makes it feel even better is that they said Lakers in 5 and the Wolves won in 5. So I think that makes it feel 10 times better. That's like my own answer.
That was Anthony Edwards after the series-clinching win last Wednesday, and being the underdog served the Wolves well. They heard the noise, they embraced it, they rode that momentum to their 3rd series win in the last 2 seasons. They've knocked off KD, Booker, and the Suns. They've knocked off Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic in Denver. They fell in the Western Conference Finals to Luka and Kyrie. Then this year, they beat Luka and LeBron. And now a matchup with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and the Golden State Warriors. For the first time in franchise history, the Wolves and Warriors will match up in postseason play. Timberwolves now have only not faced 3 teams in their postseason history. They've yet to face the Jazz, the Pelicans, and the LA Clippers. Game 1 of this best of 7 second round playoff series. The Timberwolves and Warriors about to get underway. Timberwolves have finished their warm-ups. The Warriors have also finished theirs. We get set for tonight's national anthem. Then we'll get you the starting lineup, some keys to the game, the injury report, and the opening tip. And we're pleased to be joined by Jim Peterson this entire postseason run in this second round. We'll get to all that coming up, but first, our national anthem here before Game 1 in Target Center.
He's not on right now.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem before Game 1, Wolves and Warriors. I'm Alan Horton, joined for each of the however long this series lasts. Next to me is Jim Peterson, former Warrior, but former Rocket as well, and a former Sacramento King. And don't confuse the allegiances.
No.
It's all Wolves here.
100%.
From 10,000 feet, your perspective on this series.
I just think that it's going to be a test of wills. It's going to be also a test of greatness because Steph Curry, I just listening to some pundits talk about this series, and people are asking, are you going to bet against Steph Curry? I think nationally it's difficult to bet against Steph Curry, but for me, Alan, and for I think us, all of us Timberwolves fans, it's really hard to bet against Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Ant is getting to that stage, isn't he? He's knocked off enough of these guys. I think he wants to check the list and knock off Steph Curry and the Warriors next.
He's taking names right now. He's made a list. And Golden State has been on his list for a couple of years now.
That's right. He said that a couple of years ago. That he looked forward to facing Steph Curry of the Warriors. Well, and now he's finally got his shot. Here's how the Warriors will start. The Timberwolves will start Game 1 against the Warriors.
Hey, this is head coach Chris Finch, and here's our starting lineup for tonight. At guard,
Mike Conley, Ohio State.
Paint to Conley in the corner. Catch and shoot. Three is good. Mike Conley picks a fine time. First, third, three of the night.
At guard,
Anthony Edwards, University of Georgia.
Against Watson. He'll pull up. Deep two on the way. He hits it. He's him. Anthony Edwards.
at forward,
Jaden McDaniels, University of Washington.
Here's Jaden. He'll take a run to the bucket. His layup is good, and he got fouled. I don't believe it.
at forward,
Julius Randle, Kentucky.
Spin move in the lane. No look inside. Julius with a two-handed flush. Oh, the Wolves bench is beside themselves.
at center,
Rudy Gobert, Saint-Quentin, France.
Rudy with an offensive rebound. He goes baseline. Oh, reverse slam. He packs it through. Fantastic finish by Rudy Gobert. So the Timberwolves starting every postseason game just like they did 52 times in the regular season with Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. In the postseason, in 61 minutes, that lineup went 4-1 in the 5-game series against the Lakers. They had a 118 offensive rating, a 108 defensive rating, a plus 10 net rating for that starting five, which has done a nice job, I think, Jim, just setting the tone each and every game.
Yeah, I just, getting off to great starts is always important, but I think Minnesota's really done a good job of that, of mitigating mistakes, winning all the miscellaneous points battles, and what Chris Finch always preaches, Alan, this is something we hear a lot from him, winning the possession battle. It's probably the most important thing, because that means your offensive rebounding, winning that battle, and you're not turning it over and winning that battle as well.
I would say that winning the possession battle, when you look at the number of field goal attempts the Wolves attempted in that first-round series and the Lakers, the Timberwolves were a plus 41. I think that means you're winning the possession battle.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves also won the turnover battle and points off of turnovers in all 5 games. They had the advantage in bench scoring in all 5 games. They had the edge in transition in 4 of the 5 games. Wolves outscored the Lakers in the paint by 76 points. That sounds pretty high. They had more offensive rebounds and second chance points in 4 of the 5 games. Oh, and they won 13 of the 20 quarters, including all 5 fourth quarters, by at least 6 points or more. I know 3 of those games went to clutch time technically. The final 3 games did. But the Wolves absolutely dominated that series.
Dominated it. Ant and Julius were the 2 best players. I think there was a lot of questions as to what the hierarchy and pecking order was going to be in that series. I think everybody assumed that Luka Doncic and LeBron James would dominate the matchups. And then Austin Reeves as well. Jaden McDaniels actually won that matchup against Austin Reeves. I know they said after the fact Austin Reeves was injured, but you got to give Jaden McDaniels, Alan, a lot of credit for the way that he performed in all 5 games.
I love how that's now a thing. After a series is over, you start to hear about some injuries. That LeBron's knee was bothering him. Austin Reeves wasn't 100%. Guess what? It doesn't change the outcome of that series. Golden State needed 7 games to get past the Houston Rockets. They played just 48 hours ago in Houston, spent the night there, traveled yesterday. All they did was get a shoot-around in today. Now, they got some film work probably in yesterday and today, but not a lot of preparation time for Steve Kerr's squad. And his starting lineup looks like this tonight with Steph Curry and Brandon Podziemski in the backcourt together. Curry in the postseason for the 10th year in his career. 154 playoff games under his belt. He's 14th all-time in playoff scoring, averaging 27 points a game. Brandon Podziemski in his 2nd year in the postseason for the first time. Buddy Hield is the small forward. Buddy had a huge Game 7 as he went for 22 points in that first half of play. Joining him in the other forward spot is old friend Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's back, and now in his 14th season out of Marquette. In the Houston series, 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Draymond Green. Who gets more boos, Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green here tonight? The two players I think Wolves fans maybe love to hate the most.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Jimmy's going to get a lot of the business in this game. It's going to be awesome tonight. I'm looking forward to each and every possession he touches the basketball. Ant has had a dust-up. You remember back in Ant's rookie year, he got into a dust-up with Jimmy Butler. They got tied up, and Ant took it personally, and Ant remembers all of that.
And the last time Jimmy Butler played a game here at Target Center, you have to go back a few years. It was November 24th of 2021, over 1,200 days ago since Jimmy Butler will take the floor here at Target Center. Fans are looking forward to that. Draymond Green, as I mentioned, is the starting center. So it's another opponent that plays much differently. Instead of the heavy pick-and-roll ISO game of the LA Laker offense, it's ball movement, it's player movement, it's off-ball action, Golden State. But the similarity is that neither team really plays with a center.
It's really true. And so that's one thing I'm concerned about, is that Ant can sometimes get lost off ball. The same thing with Julius Randle. With all the cutting going on, it's going to be really important for those guys to stay locked in. Keep your head on a swivel. Understand guys are cutting at all points. And then getting matched up to Steph Curry is going to be really important in this matchup, Alan, from start to finish. We've seen them work so much on transition defense. So once you get matched with Steph Curry, you got to stick with him the entire possession.
I don't think we can learn much from the 4 regular season meetings. They all happened prior to Jimmy Butler.
Exactly.
But the 3 wins Golden State got in the 4 meetings, Steph Curry averaged 30 points. He averaged 9 assists. He shot 49% from 3. He got loose, and when he gets loose, you're in trouble.
Big shot maker, too, in the games here. Buddy Hield was also excellent in this series. You got to get matched up with him in transition as well.
And then you add Jimmy Butler to the mix. Now, 2 things that the Wolves want to do tonight. I think they're in a much better position now taking care of the basketball than they were earlier
100%.
this year. And Golden State feasted off those turnovers. The opening tip tonight is won by Draymond Green and the Warriors, back tapping into Steph Curry. And here we go in game number 1. Second round, Western Conference semifinals. Curry brings it up front court. He's picked up right away by Shaden McDaniels. Rudy is on Draymond Green. The boos come out as Jimmy Butler has a touch. Now Green into the paint, runs it up with the right hand. The jump hook drops in. Draymond comes up holding his back a little bit as he took a shot right to the lower abdomen. 2-0 Golden State on top. Here comes Ant up in the front court. 27 points a game in the first round series. He got it off of Rudy's screen up top. Matched up against Buddy Hield. Bounce pass to Conley, wing left. Spins on Pajemski. 6 to shoot. Mike on a drive. Runs it up with the right hand off glass. Too strong. Tip follow. Rudy Gobert.
How about that?
Tied at 2. Quickly, here comes Buddy the other way. A stop and foul. Left side 3. Rushed it. It was short. Rebound tapped out by Butler and controlled by Hield. So the possession continues for Golden State. Here's Pajemski around the screen. Oh, it's poked away from behind by Conley. He thought he got it cleanly, but a whistle and a foul is called. Now Sean Corbin and Bill Kennedy talking things over. Are they going to possibly change the call here? Now Zach Zarba, the crew chief, comes in.
Doesn't get much better than this in terms of refereeing.
79 years in the NBA as referees between this crew, between Zarba, Kennedy, and Corbin. So a total of 417 playoff games. Boy, they continue to huddle up. And they're giving the Wolves possession of the basketball, I think.
Buddy Hield just ran to the locker room, so Gary Payton II is coming into the game for Golden State.
But what was the call on the floor?
I feel like it was a Draymond Green foul is what they really should have called, but
I thought they initially called a foul on Conley.
Well, Mike Conley was coming around that screen, and it looked like Draymond kind of turned his body. Buddy Hield's coming back onto the court now.
Kind of a crazy opening 59 seconds. We've got a timeout. We've got to step aside on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
As a business owner, you understand the importance of protecting your reputation, workplace, employees, and financial assets. Our team is ready to help yours by creating a custom lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management service to help you stay at the top of your game. Contact your local federated representative for more information today. Federated Insurance. It's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
Rosie here, plugging you into safety, service, and innovation. Edison Electric has been serving the Minneapolis and St. Paul area since 2007 and specializes in residential service, meaning they help you with all your home's electrical needs. From troubleshooting to panel replacements, they leave your home safer than when they arrived and provide 5-star service every time. Go to calledison.com for upfront pricing on all the residential electrical services in Minneapolis. That's calledison.com.
Hey, Timberwolves fans, ready to score big with Wolves gear without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to Sezzle and the Pay in 4 program. With Sezzle, you can split your payments into 4 easy, interest-free installments on all your Wolves purchases. From jerseys and hoodies to courtside seats, Sezzle has got you covered. Wherever you shop, however you rep the Wolves. Download the Sezzle app and get started today. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves. Subject to approval, see terms and conditions at Sezzle.com.
Yeah. Hey, look, a W is a W. And thanks to our FVP batteries in the lineup, we're playing up to our potential. I mean, you saw it out there today. What I'm loving about this FVP battery right now is the consistency. Day in, day out. I mean, no drama. Great work ethic with tremendous upside. I said this before. You gotta be a self-starter in this league. That's why FVP is my MVP. Automotive batteries from FVPparts.com. You got to reach.
A lot of conflicting information here. We are getting told that Buddy Hield ran off the floor because he had the wrong shorts on. Well, that got changed. A delay of game violation against the Warriors, but we still don't have clarification as why the play stopped to begin with. There was no foul called, and apparently it's Golden State's basketball. So it was a delay of game against Golden State, and they were forced to take a timeout because Buddy had the wrong shorts on.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was
bizarre.
There was no foul then on Conley on that play?
There's no foul.
They just chose that moment to take a delay of game?
Yeah.
Crazy. Here's Draymond Green, wing left with the game tied at 2. 1 minute gone here. Jimmy's got it up, fake a 3 to the baseline, rises up over Randall. Shot, no, rebound through the hands of Ant, loose on the floor, scooped up by Rudy Gobert. Now Julius Randle up in the front court. The Wolves in their association white. Curry on this possession. Pajemski to the right side. Butler bumped by Randle out of bounds, and Julius helps up the enemy. I'm not sure the crowd wanted to see that, but Julius has got sportsmanship in his blood.
I like the fact that he knocked him down and helped him back up again. I mean, you might as well treat him rough, make him like it.
It's one thing I liked in the Lakers series. I thought there was some real physicality to the way the Wolves fouled. Yeah. They knocked down Luka a lot. He goes down a lot on his own, but they knocked him down a number of times.
They did. Julius for sure did it.
Here's Curry, a little scoop to the hoop, got it off the glass for 2. Just going right down the lane. He lets it go beyond the restricted area. It's not an easy shot, but he makes it look very simple. Tied at 4, 2 minutes gone. Opening quarter in game 1. Ant with it up top. Off a screen by McDaniels. Picked up by Pajemski. Now off the Rudy, right back to Ant. Right-handed dribble down the lane. Swings it left side. Here's Conley with it. Swings it up top. Here's Randle. He'll toe the three-point. Let fly way offline to the left. Rebound. Pinballs off Rudy. Off Draymond Green. And out of bounds. Timberwolves will have 14 to shoot.
One thing I don't like is the fact that Steph Curry is able just to chill out in the corner with Mike, and so he's not being put in any kind of ball screen action. He's able just to relax on the defensive end. Getting, Luka Doncic to work in that Lakers series was so important to Minnesota's success. Golden State's questioning whether or not the ball went off of Draymond Green or not.
No, I think it's the shot hitting the rim or not. I think Julius may have missed the rim completely to the left.
Yeah.
And the shot clock got recycled to 14. And they're trying to determine now what it should be at if it, in fact, didn't hit the rim. So Zach Zarba is technically the crew chief, even though both his running mates, Bill Kennedy and Sean Corbin, have more years experience than he does. So the shot clock goes to 9, and now the Warriors will complain.
Steve Kerr, what is he saying? It should be 2 or 3? He's holding up 2 fingers.
Well, I mean, that's not a decision made by the officials on the floor. That's made back in Secaucus, New Jersey, where they can put all the timing up on the screen.
This has been a fiasco right now to start with.
Pretty rough opening 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Not a lot of flow, rhythm to this game.
We got guys coming out with the wrong shorts on. We got a delay of game going on. Now we've got a shot clock discrepancy.
I feel like the last time there was a jersey, let's call it a jersey malfunction, that maybe involved the Wolves, I think Michael Beasley may have had maybe not a jersey on at one point, or shorts or something along those lines.
I know there was a Marko Jaric where he had it on backwards. Remember, he had the Jaric was on the front. He had to take his jersey off and redo it.
Well, that's a good number of years ago. Turnaround jumper for Ant off the inbound to free throw line as we get back underway, and that comes up short. Pajemski comes back the other way. We're tied at 4. On the high screen by Draymond Green. Now left side. Butler locks and loads on a corner 3 and hits off the front rim and ricochets in. Jimmy Butler is not a big three-point shooter to begin with, but only 31% in the postseason. 5 straight Golden State points. They lead by 3. Ant with it up top with Buddy Hield watching in. Here comes Conley to set the screen. That puts Curry in action. Ant blows by Curry. Now to the corner. McDaniels covered by Pajemski. Inside. James will run up with the right hand and rolls off the rim. Rudy kept it alive. Pokes it free out to Ant. Ant sidesteps. Now moves to the corner. Fires the 3. It is short. You could hear him yelling. 7-4. Golden State by 3 with 3 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Butler off the high screen by Green. Drives in on Gobert. Muddled up with the block. He'll kick it out to Curry. Baseline drive. And Steph Curry stepped out of bounds.
I like Mike Conley coming up to set ball screen actions for Anthony Edwards. Get Steph Curry involved in some of this action. Mike handling the rock now, getting Steph involved in ball screens.
Now to Julius Randle up top against Jimmy Butler. Quick crossover, backs him down in the paint at the dotted line. Fades off the 1 foot. The jumper's good. Julius makes that shot look so easy. Wolves had missed 4 straight shots until Julius Randle connects from 10 feet in the paint. 7-6, Golden State by 1. Green pounding the dribble up top, looking left, looking to get it to Curry. Bounces it to the corner. Curry tracks it down. Against Jaden McDaniels, 1-on-1. 7 to shoot. Curry just lines up the 3, lets it fly. Missed it off to the left, and Anthony Edwards has the rebound. Ant averaged 8 rebounds a game in the first round series. He hunts the 3 up top, lets it fly, missed it long to the left. So Edwards 0 for 11 from deep in game 5. Has now missed his first 2 3-point attempts here in game 1 against the Warriors. Green left wing with the Warriors up 1. They beat Curry in the corner. He lets it fly and hits it.
Cannot leave him any
Just
space.
A little bit of space there, and he took advantage. I think Jaden wasn't that far away, but you can see Chris Finch's reaction. He was upset with that. Randle left wide open left side. That 3-ball short, and Buddy Hield's got the rebound. Cut off nicely by Edwards, but here come the Warriors on the secondary break. Pajemski pulls up the right side 3 and drains it. The Warriors are dangerous on those transition 3s. They shoot 39% on their transition 3s, and they get up 7 attempts a game. 13-6, Golden State by 7. And with it off the Rudy screen. Gives it back to Rudy on the roll, and he banks it in for 2 off the window over Draymond Green. Golden State had been on an 11-2 run. Wolves are now back to within 5. Curry front court, right to left. Statement edition black jerseys with a gold and blue trim. Butler posting up on Conley, wing right. Rudy feinting on the double, up top Draymond. Will dare him to shoot. He'll miss fire on this one. And Julius Randle has the rebound and a whistle and a foul against Brandon Pajemski.
Anytime you see a post-up opportunity for the Golden State Warriors, it's not really a post-up. When Draymond gets in post-ups, he's going to pass it out 70% of the time. It's the split action, Alan, with Steph Curry. Anytime they post up, they're looking to split with Steph Curry or another shooter.
How about with Jimmy, which we just saw? Also,
they were trying to run the split action. They were trying to run it. Jaden was doing a great job.
Jaden offensive rebound here off the Conley missed 3. And he puts it back up and in on the reverse layup. The Wolves are hanging around, trailing 13-10, despite shooting just 5 of 13 to start this game. Draymond Green with it up top. Hand off to Curry, who circles around the green screen. Gets to the nail, runs it up with the right hand. Too strong, it popped out, and Rudy Gobert's got the rebound. Rudy's already got 5 rebounds to go along with 4 points. Here's Ant left side, hesitated, now a drive on Butler, a hang along the baseline, a kick out to McDaniels in the corner. He'll run Curry into the paint, runs up the shot, hits short. Rudy kept the rebound alive, puts it up off glass, and hits it for 2. That was not right at the rim. That was a good 5-footer there for Rudy, showing some good touch.
Rudy is working in the offensive glass right now, big time.
He came alive in Game 5 against the Lakers. He looks to continue here in Game 1. Draymond Green finds Curry in the lane, drops it back out. Jimmy wide open on the three, missed it long. Rebound out of bounds. Whose ball is it going to be? It'll be Timberwolves basketball.
Rudy with 3 offensive rebounds. He's kept a number of balls alive, too, on the offensive end. Patty caking against the glass, keeping the possession alive. Dante into the game, along with Naz Reid. The bookends come in. Fans stand for the 2 subs coming into the game.
So Ant will trigger in along the baseline. Gary Payton is in for the Warriors. And some early minutes for Gui Santos. He's 6'7", 220-pound forward out of Brazil. You never quite know what Steve Kerr is going to do with his starting lineup, who he's going to off the bench, how many he may go to off the bench. Santos immediately picks up a foul away from the play.
Defending Dante DiVincenzo, who's going down in that deep corner. Santos being a little physical. You know, Steve Kerr's a lot like Greg Popovich that way. You never knew what Pop was going to do.
Yep. Of course, Steve Kerr won 2 titles with Greg Popovich. All the best to Pop.
Touching press conference with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili.
Nas feeds Dante, wing left, working against Moses Moody, baseline pull up 2, he got it. Dante DiVincenzo, who in the regular season averaged 12 points a game, only averaged 8 against the Lakers. Gets off to a good start, and he's put the Wolves up by 1. Curry to Draymond, baseline. Santos decided to not go up with it because he saw Rudy Gobert. Kicks out to Curry, up top Santos. He'll hold against Nas. Bounce pass Curry over his shoulder. Payton in the corner. Fires the 3. Missed it long. Wolves up for the rebound as Jaden McDaniels. Outlet to Dante, and here comes Minnesota left to right. Picked up by Curry. Dante a blow by in the lane. Bumped. Still kicks it to the corner. Ant with a drive. Along the baseline. Up top Jaden. Straight away 3, no. And Draymond Green has the rebound, and he goes down. Draymond saying he got hit. There's no call. Didn't look like Dante got in his way. Here's Curry on the move, left side, picked up by Dante, his former teammate. Bumps into him, creates space, fires the 3. No, missed it short. Rebound loose along the baseline. Ant's got it. Down to Jaden McDaniels with the Wolves up by 1. Jaden crossover in the lane, rises up. Tough 2, and he rattles it in from just inside the free throw line. 16-13, Timberwolves by 3. 4:20 left to go in the opening quarter. 10-0 Minnesota run. And a whistle, which you could not hear from where we are. Even with all the microphones we've got placed all over the floor by Mike Weber, who's down there controlling them all.
Kevon Looney getting some run right now coming into the game for Draymond Green. Energy here in the building is great. Dante, Nas coming into the lineup for Minnesota automatically injects energy into the game.
Gary Payton, Steph Curry, Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, and Gui Santos. The 5 on the floor, only 1 starter right now. That'd be Curry for Golden State. We'll still have 3 starters on the floor. It's Rudy, Ant, and Jaden. Runner in the lane for Moody. It wouldn't drop. The rebound, pinballed around. Payton along the baseline got bumped by Edwards out of bounds. Billy Kennedy will call the foul on Ant. That's his first. It's the second against the Timberwolves. Actually, it's the third here late in the first quarter. 3:55 to go in the opening frame. 16-13 the count.
Just a terrible no call that time. Kevon Looney and Moody just pushing Rudy Gobert in the back that time out of bounds as that ball went up.
Looney in that first round series against Houston had 20 rebounds, but he also had 16 fouls in 65 minutes. Oh, Rudy knocked it away from Curry, but he's still able to find Santos, who finds a cutting Looney, who missed the layup over Rudy. The rebound fought for, and Gary Payton comes away with it. Steph Curry open up top, straightaway 3. And the Wolves lost Curry on that off the offensive rebound. Tie game, 16 all. Chris Finch furious as he comes onto the floor, calling a timeout. 3:38 left to go in the opening quarter of Game 1. Wolves-Warriors tied at 16 on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Cal Soderquist with a scoreboard update. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. What a wild finish we had in Cleveland earlier this evening. Trying to salvage a 1-1 split of their first two games at home. They led comfortably for much of this one, up as many as 20, still up 14 going to the fourth, but a wild final sequence. Pascal Siakam hit a layup to get the Pacers to within 3, under 30 seconds to play. Then Tyrese Halliburton gets fouled, goes to the free throw line, hits the first, and then this unfolded.
It's a 2-point game with 12 and a half seconds to go. Cleveland doesn't have a timeout, so they'll have to make a successful inbound from the baseline, and then the Pacers will try to force a turnover. Failing that, they would undoubtedly foul. Second one is short, and it's rebounded by Halliburton. The Pacers have a timeout. Will they use it? No, they don't. Yes, they do have a timeout. 4 seconds to go. Halliburton for 3! 3-ball! Up top! Indiana by 1! 1 and 1/10 seconds to go. Inbound. Merrill didn't get it off. And this rivals the Milwaukee finish.
You have got to be kidding me.
A complete collapse from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pacers get the stunner, 120-119. They've got a 2-0 lead in that series. Let's get back to Alan and Jim.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. What a wild couple of nights of basketball, especially last night with Denver coming back to beat OKC with New York's big rally against the Boston Celtics. This is the last second-round series to get underway. All the other series, the road team has won. The Wolves are trying to prevent that from happening here. Tied at 16, midway through the opening quarter. Chris Finch on facing a Warriors squad here tonight.
It's obviously a tough matchup. I mean, it's a championship pedigree team. Yes, they're similar to us. They played their best basketball down the stretch and into the playoffs. They're coming off of a really, really tough series. No doubt about it, but it showed what they're made of in that series. They got us 3 times out of 4 this year, so a lot of things to contemplate coming in the series. It's going to be definitely a tough one for us.
Head coach Chris Finch on facing the Warriors here in the second round. Wolves have it out of the timeout. Randall off to Ant, knifes his way through traffic, missed the layup right in the lane, and Looney collects the rebound. Here's Steph Curry on the move to his left and Santos. He'll hold against DiVincenzo. Back to Curry, drops it off for Looney in the lane along the baseline. Moody rises up, missed the layup, and Randall's got the rebound. That's where Golden State is at their best, that ball movement, and they find the man in the dunker spot. They missed an easy putback. Here's Reed on the run right in the lane. Oh, yeah, a nice little twirl on that. And he lays it in for 2.
That thing crawled in, unlike Ants that crawled out last possession.
Under 3 to go here in the opening quarter. It's 18-16. Looney, cross court. Payton will touch it out to Moody, who moves to his right on Edwards, fires the 3, missed it. The rebound off Santos and out of bounds. Julius take control with 2:47 left here.
Julius and Naz have to rebound the basketball, and Minnesota has to rebound all 5. They can't be leaking out in this situation. These second chance points, Golden State's one of those teams that's going to shoot 3s on the reset.
Jimmy Butler back in the game. Curry will sit. Also Santos sits as Pajemski comes back in. Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the floor for the first time with DiVincenzo, Randall, Reed, and Edwards. Man hanging out in the right corner in front of the Warriors bench. Left side of the floor, Dante feeds Randall in the lane. Back out. Up top, hits Nickeil. Catch and shoot 3, that's offline. Timberwolves once again struggling from deep. They're 0 for 7 to start the game. Here's Jimmy Butler, wing left. The boos rain down from Target Center. First game in over 3 years for Jimmy Butler against his former team. Kevon Looney down low the block against Naz Reid. Dribbles away from the rim. Hands off to Moody. Spins in the paint. Tough ball away from 10 feet. That clangs off the back iron. Anthony Edwards has the rebound.
Minnesota's got to start finding their range from the perimeter.
Nas on the run down the lane, runs it up and got the soft touch off the window for 2. 20-16, the Wolves lead by 4. A Nas Reed fan with an LSU jersey with Reed across it right in front of us. Love that play. 20-16, baseline drive for Payton. He got cut off baseline. Out it comes to Moody. He'll pull it out to the perimeter. They're trying to get Jimmy Butler against Nikhil, but Nikhil's fronting him. Moody's still with it against Ant. And the shot clock expires. Ant blocked the shot just for an emphatic sequence there to finish that thing off.
We saw them at practice yesterday working on fronting the post. They were practicing that very thing of not letting Jimmy get easy looks in those catches.
They completely denied him, and that left Moody to have to force up a shot. He got swatted. Here's Randall down the lane. A kick to the corner. DiVincenzo. The 3-ball on the way is no good. Nas Reed, the offensive rebound. Back out to Nikhil. In the paint. Trying to feed it off to Randall. A pass a little too high and out of bounds. Turnover on Minnesota. 1:21 left to go in the first. Golden State shooting 32% in this game. The Wolves are at 44%. But Golden State's made up for that shooting difference by hitting 4 out of 10 from deep. The Wolves are 0 for 8 from distance.
Yeah, Minnesota's starting backcourt 0 for 6. The rest of the team's 10 of 17.
Here's Podziemski with it inside of midcourt, guarded by Nas Reed on the switch. Now Randall is against Podziemski. A little bit of space there. Podziemski fires on the 3, and he missed it. And Anthony Edwards has the rebound. Podziemski shooting 34% in the postseason from beyond the arc. Here's Ant on the move, left of the lane, gets to the baseline, pump fake, step through, up off glass, no tip, followed by Ant, that would drop. Rebound tapped down, and Payton controls for Golden State. And now 0 for 6 shooting to start this game. Here's Buddy Hield on the run into the paint, runs it up with the right hand. The shot, no. What a rip down rebound by Nas Reed. Took it with the right hand. He's on the run. Now he lost it, got it poked free, and Podziemski scoops it up. Couple of turnovers on the Wolves late in the first quarter. Jimmy gets airborne, nearly threw it away. Hield underneath. Payton is wide open, and a two-handed flush for Gary Payton II. 20-18 the count.
Almost last shot time here for Minnesota.
There is a 4-second differential, game clock, shot clock. Warriors do have a foul to give if they're so inclined. They probably want a stop and a possession. Curry is off the floor. Here's Randall inside of midcourt. He'll get a running start to the left angle. Picked up by Podziemski. Spins to the elbow. Dante baseline with 2 to shoot. Now with 1. He comes back to Randall. He'll take and fire at the buzzer. It's off the back iron. No. Rebound to Gary Payton. The horn sounds. That'll do it for the first quarter. So the Timberwolves find themselves in front 20-18. They finished the final 7-15 on a 14-5 run. What that tells me is the Wolves are defending the heck out of the Warriors, holding them to 5 points in the last 7-15.
Unbelievable.
Wolves up by 2 despite shooting 0 for 8 from beyond the arc in that opening quarter. After 1 here at Target Center, it's the Wolves 20. It's the Golden State Warriors 18 on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
The NBA playoffs have arrived, and if you're not in the building, you're missing out.
Up top, and he'll take off down the lane. He'll throw it down with the right hand.
Feel the energy. Ride the run. Grab your playoff tickets right now at Timberwolves.com/playoffs.
Incubus, live. Performing the album Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. Saturday, July 5th, the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest, Manchester Orchestra. On sale now at TICasino.com. Don't miss Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers.
Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Searching for your next night out? The Lynx are bringing the energy all season long.
Here's Collier going to work again in the paint.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit lynxbasketball.com/tickets and get to our house for the biggest
Golden State, what looks like a 1-3-1 zone defense.
Got to get the ball in the middle of the floor. Let that person be a decision maker, an attacker as well.
A little bit too much contact on the perimeters. Draymond Green is holding. Took some chest-to-chest contact from Naz Reid. Maybe a forehead to the chest as well from Naz. That's the first team foul against the Wolves here in the second quarter. Quentin Post is into the game. So already Steve Kerr has gone 5 deep off his bench. Chris Finch has gone 3 deep. That was the norm in the Lakers series. Sticking with his trusted 8. Another whistle off the inbound. Another foul against the Timberwolves. So that'll be their second here in the opening 59 seconds of the second quarter. Just one win separated these two teams. 49 victories for the Wolves, 48 for the Warriors. They had to come through the play-in as they lost on the final day to the LA Clippers. I hadn't realized, Jim, but you look back at that final game that went to overtime, Warriors and Clippers. It held some significance for the Wolves, but for the Warriors, it didn't. Whether they won or lost, they were going to be the 7th seed. And they took care of business easily against Memphis and then disposed of Houston in 7 games. Off the inbound, here's Butler, mid-post right side. Feints on Naz Reid, the fall away, no, but Jimmy collects his own offensive rebound. Now Green off to Buddy Hield, driving layup, met the rim by Naz Reid. Wolves come away with the ball. Dante on the push, a handoff to Randall. Bumped into Steph Curry, and an offensive foul is called. Boy, Curry was camped out there for what felt like 5 seconds.
I got to challenge this, I think. I mean, they're going to say no. They're going to say no, but it looked like Steph was kind of still moving right there and he didn't get a clean shot at him either. It was a glancing blow.
And I think Julius is claiming that Jimmy Butler came from behind and bumped him. Well, maybe not. There's Curry, a pull-up 3 right side. He missed that one long. Jimmy Butler's got the offensive rebound. Under the bucket, kick out to Hield. Baseline drive cut off. Now Draymond Green left angle. Lob it inside, and McKeel is fronting Jimmy Butler again. This time pokes it free. Wolves have the fast break opportunity. Julius feeds it to his right. Naz wasn't there. Jimmy was. Here's Buddy Hield back the other way. Cut off by Conley. Finds a cutting Butler who runs into DiVincenzo in the paint. The shot, no. The third team foul against the Wolves will be called against Dante DiVincenzo.
It was not great spacing by Minnesota on that last transition play.
But Julius had someone to his left.
He had Nikhil.
But Naz hadn't filled in that right lane, and that's the way Julius kind of no-looked and left the ball off.
Exactly right.
He wasn't there. Timberwolves with 4 turnovers in this opening quarter, the opening half of play, I should say. In and out, no, for Jimmy Butler at the free throw line.
He's been pretty good in the playoffs from the free throw line. Dude doesn't miss many.
83% his career at the free throw line in the postseason. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Timberwolves. And by Eclipse. Want to arrive at a Timberwolves game in your very own limo? Contact Eclipse Transportation or make reservations by going to eclipsecars.com. 1 out of 2 for Jimmy Butler at the line. It's a low-scoring first half, 22-20. Of course, Golden State had the #1 defense in the NBA. As Rudy's back in the game, he gets fed down low by Dante. He missed the short shot along the baseline. The Warriors come away with the ball. There's Curry up in the front court off a Green moving screen. Back to Draymond, top of the key. Gets it back to Curry on the move. Knocked away by Naz Reid. Quick hands. Forces the turnover. Conley scoops it up. Here's McKeel on the move. Right angle. He'll fire on the triple. That's in and out, no. Timberwolves are 0 for 10 from beyond the arc after they went 7 for 47 from deep in Game 5 against the Lakers. And that's 7 for 57, Jim. They've missed 50 of their last 57 three-point attempts. High-arcing triple try for Curry. Brought down the rain. Nothing but net. 25-20 Golden State. Now leads by 5. Largest lead has been 7. Here's Conley up big, so corner 3 in front of the Warriors bench. Goes cross court to Dante. Deep 3 on the way. That's off the heel. No, and Curry collects the rebound.
Wolves have missed 10 straight shots.
Jim, they finished the regular season 4th best in three-point percentage, 38%. And on heavy volume, 6th best three-point rate in the NBA. Here's Curry, a leaner at the elbow. The shot hits front rim, off glass and through. And now Golden State starting to get a little separation. They're up 7. Under 9 to go first half. Nas cross court, Nikhil. Crosses over to the right hand. He'll get to the mid-post, fires up a shot off glass. Really difficult shot. Draymond Green with a rebound. And that's exactly the shot that this Golden State defense wants you to take.
Absolutely.
Curry up in the front court. Goes screen by Draymond. Back to Draymond. He'll fire a left angle 3 and hit. Chris Finch needs a timeout. First double-digit lead of the series goes to the Warriors. 30-20. 8:19 left to go in the first half. Game 1, Target Center, downtown Minneapolis on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
When it comes to watching the game, it's always nice to sit and savor a delicious snack. And Jack Link's protein snacks always hits the shot. Jack Link's beef jerky is made with 100% beef that's simply seasoned and hardwood smoked to deliver a mouth-watering, flavorful, good source of protein, convenient snack. Jack Link's, the official protein snack of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey, Wolves fans, listen up. Step up your shoe game this season with Trade Home Shoes, your Minnesota-based employee-owned retailer. Trade Home Shoes has on-trend footwear for the entire family. Brands like New Balance, Hoka, On, Birkenstock, Rival Shoes, and more. With over a century of experience in 130 locations nationwide, Trade Home Shoes is where generations meet comfort and style. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Wolves fans, this team is only getting better, and next season starts now.
Nas with it off to Ant. Drives in and hammers it through with the right hand.
Bring it with a full, half, or quarter season membership and get playoff priority, exclusive perks, and every can't-miss moment from Anthony Edwards.
It's Ant's time. He's taking over here in the 4th.
Don't wait. Head to Timberwolves.com/memberships to claim your seats.
Oh, the energy in the building right now is through the roof.
As a business owner, do you have a game plan in place to stay focused on safety and preventing claims? Let our team help support your business. Federated Insurance offers a customizable lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management services to help you continue your winning streak. At Federated Mutual Insurance Company, it's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior.
30 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Well, that's when Golden State got going, a 14-0 run, bridging the first and second quarters. Wolves now trail by 10. It's 30-20. And while the Timberwolves have the rest advantage, Steph Curry talked about his squad being in a pretty good rhythm despite playing just 48 hours ago.
It's nice to actually kind of keep a rhythm. We've been playing every other day for the last week and a half, so you got a good understanding of how to recover, get your mind and body right for another challenge. Game 1s are always interesting, just the feeling out process. So we just want to come out with energy and focus on something we can control and see where it takes us.
Game 1s are interesting and very telling. You win Game 1, 75% of the time, the Game 1 winner wins the series. They're important, and right now Golden State's finding that rhythm when Steph was talking about how they're in it, having played so much so frequently.
Yeah, listen to OKC, the players talk after the game. They're not getting too worked up about losing their
tonight. Conley, a runner inside. That hits off the back iron, and Draymond Green for 7 with 2 turnovers. Green straight away on the 3, drains a triple, and the run is now 17-0, and the Wolves are down by 13.
Before that last timeout, Steph Curry begged out of the game from Coach Kerr, was kind of limping off the court, back in the locker room, looking at a hamstring situation right now.
Ant turns it over in the lane looking for Rudy. Here's Buddy on the move, right in the lane, drives it on Nas, runs it up, difficult shot, he missed it, Ant's got the rebound. He'll dribble through traffic and drop it back for Mike Conley. Edwards, Conley, Reed, Gobert, and McDaniels, the 5 on the floor. Nas spins inside, switches to the left hand, and there are the first 2 points of the second quarter for Minnesota. Problem is, it took over 4.5 minutes to get those first 2 points. 33-22, the Wolves are down by 11. Draymond from right to left. Brings it up the center of the floor, met by Rudy, right side Butler against Mike Conley. Butler likes the matchup, hunts him inside into the paint, now kicks out to Draymond. He'll fire a left angle three and hit. Draymond Green is 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. He's got 14 points. In Game 7 against Houston, Jim, he had 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He shot the ball well in that game.
Certainly did.
Daniels works to the baseline on Draymond. Drops it back out. Here's Ant. Back to Jaden at the angle. Launches the three. Missed it long. The Wolves are 0 for 12 from distance in the first half. Still somehow only down by 14. Podziemski swerves his way to the top of the key. Now to Butler, left angle against Rudy Gobert. Rudy held his own against Luka. Butler takes him across the lane. Feeds Draymond in the corner. Right back to Butler in the corner against Rudy Gobert. Across the lane, gets airborne, drops it off, picks it back up. Nobody touched that ball. And now a shot clock violation. I thought that should have been a travel on Butler. I don't think anybody touched it. Tell me otherwise.
I do think a Timberwolves player did hit that out of his hands.
If you tell me it, I believe.
Minnesota gets the possession anyway. Well, I'm not going to go against Zach Zarbo, Bill Kennedy. This has been quite a run by the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green has 2 games this year where he's hit 5 threes. There's a couple more where he's hit 4. I just don't expect Draymond Green to come out here and kill you from outside the arc.
So defense again that the Wolves are facing here. They've had their struggles. Inside it goes to Julius, out to Ant. He misfires on the 3. It's long. 0 for 13 and counting.
Just 3 assists from Minnesota in this game, too. When they have scored 11, it's been a lot of one-on-one play.
Quinton post to the right side. Podziemski beyond the arc, guarded by McDaniels. Here comes Looney to set the high screen. Podziemski works to the free throw line, pulls up with a jumper off the back iron. No, Rudy taps the rebound to himself. Wolves have it here with Julius and Rudy up front with Mike and Jaden on the wings. Julius goes to work inside, draws contact, and that's one way to try to get this offense going. Get to the free throw line where the Wolves have not attempted a free throw in this first half. Of course, the Warriors have only attempted 2.
2 shots. Julius Randle.
So Randle to the free throw line. Fans' playoff run is heating up. There's still time to catch games live in person here at Target Center. Lock in your postseason tickets right now at Timberwolves.com/playoffs. It's Timberwolves.com/playoffs. It's never happened, Jim, to begin a second round where all 4 road teams won game 1.
How about that?
36-23 Golden State on the road leads Minnesota with 5:40 left to go in the first half.
The thing I always think with Coach Finch, though, is that he's going to keep working the lineup until he finds one that clicks into place. And so Mike Conley's out. Dante DiVincenzo is in the game. 5:40 to go here in the second quarter. Julius Randle at the free throw line getting ready to make this a 12-point game, which he does. So 36-24. A lot of time here to get things leveled up.
20-4 Golden State run. Podziemski comes quickly into the front court and calls a timeout for his head coach, Steve Kerr. 5:37 left to go in the first half, and the Warriors now lead it by a dozen. They have dominated the second quarter of play. We're back after this on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Hey Timberwolves fans, ready to score big with Wolves gear without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to Sezzle and the Pay in 4 program. With Sezzle, you can split your payments into 4 easy, interest-free installments on all your Wolves purchases. From jerseys and hoodies to courtside seats, Sezzle has got you covered. Wherever you shop, however you rep the Wolves. Download the Sezzle app and get started today. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves. Subject to approval, see terms and conditions at Sezzle.com.
All right, time for another scoreboard update. The one final from earlier on this Tuesday evening took place in Cleveland. The Cavs, already down 1-0 in this series, suffer an improbable late loss once again on their home floor, this time a 120-119 defeat. Tyrese Halliburton got fouled with 12 seconds left in the game, hit the first free throw, missed the second, got his own rebound, hit a triple with just over a second left in the game to put the Pacers in front, and that is where they remain. So all of a sudden, the 4th-seeded Pacers have a 2-0 lead in this series. Game 3, of course, will take place in Indy. Wild results last night as well. The Denver Nuggets topping the top seed in the West. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they suffer the 121-119 loss. And after the defeat, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said the team hopes to respond in the upcoming Game 2.
We're going to find out what we're made of, what we're really made of. And we couldn't expect it to be smooth sailing this whole journey. No journey in life is, and we know that. And today is a bump in the road, unexpected. No one expects to lose, especially that way, but it's the game of life, so it's about how you respond to getting knocked down, and that's what we got to do next game.
SGA had 33, 10, and 8 in that loss. Nikola Jokic had 42 and 22 rebounds as Denver steals Game 1 in Oklahoma City. This update brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. Back to Alan.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. How about the Indiana Pacers? As Cal told you, going up 2-0. Rick Carlisle's got that squad playing awfully well. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals a season ago. Now they're up 2-0, heading back home against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And guess who won Coach of the Year? Kenny Atkinson wins Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he edged out former Cleveland head coach Jamie Bickerstaff,
exactly,
who did an incredible job with Detroit. Probably feels like his team should be still playing. Anthony Edwards is 0 for 7 from the field tonight, has not scored a point.
Yeah.
He does have 6 rebounds, 1 assist. But he's 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from deep. He's now missed 15 consecutive three-point shots going back to the fourth quarter of Game 4 against the Lakers. There just seems to be a lid on the rim, not only for him, but the rest of the team as well.
Mike Conley's 0 for 3, Nikhil's 0 for 3, 0 for 13 from your guards. It's so important. Dante only has 1 field goal and 3 attempts.
Wolves are 7 for their last 60 from beyond the arc. Butler got stripped by Anthony Edwards. Scooped up by Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Ant left to the lane. Couldn't get towards the rim, so he kicks out to Dante. Moves to the free throw line. Now Randall, free throw line extended, back up top. Beyond the arc. Dante on a drive. Down the lane. Scoops it up. Over Looney. The shot rolls off. Rudy had the rebound knocked away. Butler was the last to touch. Will stay Timberwolves basketball.
It's hard to imagine Minnesota shooting any worse. 29.7%. They're shooting from 11 of 37 for Minnesota. Unbelievable. Just
0 of 13
just
from deep.
2 assists.
Free throw time.
Did they take an assist away from Minnesota? They had 3. They've got 2 now.
That's what happens when you miss that many shots. They start taking assists away. Dante backs it out against Butler. Now a handoff to Randall. Julius with a right-handed dribble into the paint. Spins on Looney. Puts up the fall away. No good. Attacking his own rebound. Bodies hit the deck. Brandon Podziemski went down. They're going to call the foul on Rudy Gobert. Podziemski seems to have taken contact to the head there. He's rolling on the floor at the elbow. Let's see what happens with him and Rudy. Well, Podziemski is just bear hugging Rudy. He's not even watching the ball. And then Rudy's elbow does clock Podziemski in the head. And from that angle, it looks like he just goes down on his own. This angle kind of looks like, well, Santos comes flying in and collides with both Podziemski and Rudy as they were entangled. Podziemski seems to be okay. He's bringing the ball up the floor. He gets pressure from Jaden McDaniels. 4:45 left to go in the first half. This Target Center crowd is stunned. Buddy Hield with it. Left-handed dribble. Inside the arc. Now backs it out. Feeds Kuminga left side. So Kuminga will be the 6th player used off the bench by Steve Kerr. Hield, baseline. Got the shot blocked by Rudy. Comes right back to Buddy in a shot clock violation.
Rudy trying to get this crowd back into the game. Nas comes in for Gobert. He's going to sit down. But this crowd has been kind of taken out of the game. That block right there gave him a little shot of energy. Still a lot of time here in the quarter to turn things around. You never know when that Ant Boomlet's going to hit.
Still a 20-4 Golden State run. Wolves have just 24 points on 29% shooting. Ant gives it off to Dante. Now Julius with it up top. Beyond the arc, feed to Ant. Double off to Julius. Makes the tough catch, but goes down in the lane as he tries to kick out. He threw it right to Buddy Hield. Here come the Warriors in transition. Kuminga lost it right out of bounds. He tried to rip through on Anthony Edwards. Kuminga's had a rough stretch. Not play well in Game 7. Has kind of been out of the playoff picture. Here's McDaniels, baseline, runs up, tough, too, inside. Boy, Jaden's got that confidence, I think just like the Lakers series, where he felt like he was the tallest guy on the floor. He acted like it on that shot. Wolves are only down by 10. 3:48 left to go here in quarter number 2. Pajewski looking right. His pass deflected. Picked off. Anthony Edwards has got it. Hesitates at the three-point line. Drives. Now off to Dante, who lobs it up to Jaden. The timing was off there. Jaden came down with it. Feeds it out to Ant. Ant on the move. Beats two defenders. Drives to the rim. Missed the shot over Jimmy Butler. Ant thought he got fouled. Here come the Golden State Warriors from right to left. Butler bounced past to Looney in the lane, right by Randall, and lays it in for 2. Big bad Kevon Looney.
And complaining about the call made Minnesota outnumbered situation. Oh my gosh.
The Wolves toss it away here at the offensive end.
Head manning pass up to Naz Reid into the front court. He tries to throw a skip pass through traffic to Jaden, who was cutting down the right sideline. Just sails out of bounds, goes right behind Jaden.
Golden State basketball here from right to left. They got Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, and Brandon Pajewski. The Wolves counter with Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, and still arguing the call with Sean Corbin on the far side. Julius, Jaden, and Nas out there with Dante and Ant. 3:04 left to go in the first half. Pajewski across the lane, cut off by DiVincenzo, and he forced him into a travel.
It's a lot like the Houston series. It was a very low-scoring affair. Think about Jalen Green in that series. The way that he was taken out of the series by Golden State. They did a great job of putting 2 on the ball against him, making him give it up. The zone also messed him up.
Dante feeds it inside. Julius got the layup inside. He cut inside at Kuminga, and Steve Kerr's immediately going to call a timeout. Well, I don't know how many more minutes Jonathan Kuminga gets. He's made a couple of errors in just a couple of minutes on the floor. Timberwolves down 10 with 2:47 left to go in the first half. The one thing they have done is force Golden State into 8 turnovers in this quarter. That's kept them within striking distance. Golden State 38, Minnesota 28, 2:47 left to go here in the first half. And Jim, Steve Kerr being able to go 6 deep off his bench in the first half. Guess what? Steph Curry's only playing 13 minutes. He has 13 points, but he's going to be well rested.
They're talking about he could perhaps have a hamstring injury right now and is going to be out of the game for the rest of the game. So he came off the court, and he was hobbling off the court. He went back to the locker room. He has not been back yet. So he's going to be out for this game. So
I love the way information just flows to you. I look to my left, and all of a sudden you've accumulated all this very pertinent information.
It's
by the way,
it's important because they can't have a letdown because Golden State has plenty of firepower to get it done without Steph Curry.
Yeah, and they've basically been doing it without Steph for most of this first half. By the way, you really piqued my interest when you said Jalen Clark. I have been telling people the last couple of weeks watching practice that I just can't wait for Jalen Clark and TJ Shannon, in particular, for those guys to at some point get an opportunity. I don't know that it's coming this postseason, but I'm already looking forward to the future with those two guys because I think it's awfully bright.
100%.
Wow, he is out for the game. Left hamstring strain.
Those don't just heal overnight either. Playing every other day.
Every other day, right? Here's Hield out of the timeout, right down Main Street. Blew the layup point blank. He wore the wrong shorts to start the game. He's now 0 for 6 shooting in the game. Here's Ant with it on the right side. Picked up by Draymond Green. Man-to-man defense by Golden State. Ant one-on-one. Crosses him up. Now drives. Swings into the corner. Julius up top. Here's Nas. Deep 3 on the way. That's off the front rim. No. The Wolves are 0 for 14 from deep. The rebound is kept alive. Bodies all over the floor. Nas is down. Draymond's down. Gary Payton is down. It's 4 on 3. Here's Kuminga. Now Payton rejoins the fray. Wolves are down a man. Nas is hobbling. Inside. Kuminga up with the left hand. Missed that. Gets his own offensive rebound. Out to Butler in the corner in front of the Wolves bench. Comes up short. Butler with the offensive rebound. Into the paint. Hesitates. Pump fakes and now kicks out. Kuminga's got it. 9 to shoot. Draymond Green right around Nas to the cup and he'll jam it. Nas has got to come off the floor. He's coming right over the bench, but there's no timeout calls. Oh. Nas can't even get across midcourt. Wolves are all out of sync. 15 on the shot clock. Nas is just hobbling up and down the floor. Here's Dante, a deep right side 3 off the back iron.
I'm not even sure why he came to the offensive end. Now Minnesota's going to be outnumbered on the other end again.
Here's Jimmy Butler, wing right, finds a cutting Hield, and he's fouled by Naz Reid. But that's free throws for Buddy Hield, and you don't want to get him going. Wolves have seen Buddy Hield and some former incarnations with other teams put up some big games against the Timberwolves. Namely that 42-point game here at Target Center back on January 27th of 2020. 27-point comeback that De'Aaron Fox left the free throw line early to grab his own miss on an intentional missed free throw.
You remember that?
Hashtag never forget. There's not many things. I'm an elephant. Elephants got a great memory?
Yes, elephants.
There are a couple of things. Curtis Blair, Ed Malloy, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy. All right, so Naz is finally off the floor. Rudy's back in. There's 1:17 left to go in the first half. It's 41-28. Golden State leads by 13. Buddy Hield gets his first point and second point. It's been a low free throw attempt first half. 4 attempts for the Warriors, 2 for the Timberwolves. 30% shooting for the Wolves and 0 of 15 from deep. Here's Jake with it up top. He'll initiate. Off to Ant wing left. Still looking for his first points against Hield. Left of the lane. Drives in. The layup fell off, but he got the foul. And Ant will go to the free throw line for 2.
I'm looking at Anthony Edwards' body language, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. He couldn't get off to a worse start in this series. He's 0 for 8 right now. He's had a number of shots roll off the rim, even though he's been fouled now. He's going to the free throw line, and he's not hanging his head.
He might now, after the back iron on the free throw.
Yeah.
Boy, that made it awful fun.
The players are still trying to pump him up.
Here's the crowd trying to get everybody going here.
This is a really great basketball fan base. They understand the game. They understand the positivity, and now Anthony Edwards is on the scoreboard, makes the second of 2.
1:03 left to go in the first half, and Ant finally has his first point of game 1. Golden State 24-9 run. They've got it right to left. They lead by 13. Inside Hield missed the layup again. Good contest by Rudy Gobert. Here's Ant back the other way. 4-on-4. Ant with it. A quick crossover on Payton. The baseline. Kick out. Dante left side. Boy, it's still a mix-up at the other end as Rudy Gobert and Buddy Hield got tangled up.
Buddy
the
Hield
Wolves are able to convert at the offensive end. Give Dante the layup.
Buddy Hield was holding Rudy Gobert down. Nikhil was trying to help Rudy up. Buddy was grabbing Rudy and not letting him up off the floor.
That's a tough shot for Dante that he hit. It's been such a struggle for the Wolves offense. Draymond feeds it nicely inside to Payton. Up fakes on McDaniels. Nearly stepped out of bounds. Finds Buddy Hield. Up top, Draymond. Can he hit his fifth? No, it's an air ball. Read perfectly by Jimmy Butler, and he'll lay it up and in. Draymond had been 4 of 5 from distance. He'll claim that one was a pass to Jimmy Butler. 44-31. Shot clock is off 10 seconds to go in a miserable first half for Minnesota. Dante with it with 6. Now with 5 off the James screen. Top of the key in the lane. Tried to force feed into Julius. It's turned over. Butler with it. 3-quarter court shot is way offline, and we've reached halftime. The Wolves have to feel fortunate, Jim, that they're only down by 13 points. Yeah. The 31 points, the 32% shooting, the 0 of 15 from deep, the 9 turnovers are bad enough, but you're only down by 13. This one is still right there.
And no Steph Curry, too, for the second half. So Minnesota has that. But still, you've got to figure things out. This is where Chris Finch, though, is so great. They go back into the locker room. They talk about it. They figure it out. They come back ready at the third quarter. He's done this so many times for Minnesota to figure things out.
Halftime here in Game 1. It's the Warriors 44. It's the Timberwolves 31. Stay tuned. Cal Soderquist has your halftime coverage next all across the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
2 bands, 1 night. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The Marshall Tucker Band. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, July 19th, live at the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest Jefferson Starship, a night of vintage PTO, a night of classic Marshall Tucker Band. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great. But for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making, they're in to help you through all of it. Because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Hey Wolves fans, it's Rosie from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, your home comfort MVPs since 1930. Just like the Timberwolves bring the heat on the court, we keep your home in perfect condition all year long. We're proud to sponsor the Timberwolves this season. Let's go Wolves! Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Call or visit standardheating.com since 1930.
Are off to an 0 for 11 start tonight. Conley, a runner inside. That hits off the back iron, and Draymond Green's got the rebound. Timberwolves in the second quarter are 0 for 7 with 2 turnovers. Green straight away on the 3, drains a triple, and the run is now 17-0, and the Wolves are down by 13.
Yeah, rock fight first 12 minutes saw the Timberwolves up 2 after that opening frame, but Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors seizing control of this ball game in that second quarter. He was dialed in from distance. The Timberwolves were not, and that's an understatement as Minnesota trails by 13 after the opening 24 minutes. It's 44-31 here at the Target Center in this Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. Welcome inside the halftime show. I'm Cal Soderquist. We'll get into a few more of those first half highlights in just a moment as Minnesota struggling mightily offensively. They shot just 32% from the field. Mustered only those 31 points. That's a new season low for points and a half, dating all the way back through the regular season. And the three-point struggles that we saw Minnesota overcome in last week's Game 5 in L.A., well, they carried over into tonight's matchup in a big, big way. And we've got an injury update that we'll tell you about in just a moment. Plus, we'll remind you of the other action from earlier this evening in the NBA's second round. Let's get into those highlights, though. Round 2 beginning tonight here at Target Center. After the Wolves bounced LeBron and Luka and the Lakers, tonight they turn their attention to Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and the Warriors. And we mentioned Minnesota struggling big time in that Game 5.
What's up, basketball fans? Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight here on SOP Soccer for the Minnesota Timberwolves hosting the Golden State Warriors. We have a heck of a matchup here tonight. Both teams with surprise first-round victories. Even the dogs are excited upstairs about this one, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us here as we are helping Toronto Sports Insider with their Playoff Pulse campaign for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. Please hit that like button. Please share this link out. Let's get more basketball fans here to the chat on SOP Soccer Central, where we live stream soccer game hangouts and play EAFC and talk about Manchester United, MLS soccer, Toronto FC, among a lot of other things. Thanks for being here. Please hit that subscribe button as well. If you're new, we're at 6540, and we're almost about to pass 100,000 on Toronto Sports Insider. And we started Sons of a Pitch Soccer first. Thank you for being here. Please help us grow this awesome community, and please donate to Sick Kids Hospital if you're able. Now let's get back to the basketball. We'll see you back in the chat.
Discrepancy continuing to play out as we got going in the second frame.
Under 9 to go first half. Nas cross court, Nikhil crosses over to the right hand. He'll get to the mid-post, fires up a shot off glass. Really difficult shot. Draymond Green with a rebound. And that's exactly the shot that this Golden State defense wants you to take.
Absolutely.
Curry up in the front court. Ghost screen by Draymond. Back to Draymond. He'll fire a left angle 3 and hit. Chris Finch needs a timeout. First double-digit lead of the series goes to the Warriors.
That was early in that second quarter. Draymond Green dialed in from distance, just as we all expected as we previewed this series before tonight's game one. Draymond Green leading all scorers with 16 first-half points, leading the way from beyond the arc as well. 4 of 6 from the three-point line. Also pulled down 6 rebounds, handed out 3 assists, 6 of 8 from the field overall in his 17 first-half minutes. He was a big reason why the Warriors seized control in that second frame. And Minnesota could never find a rhythm offensively, shooting just 32% from the field in that first half. We mentioned it, but we'll mention it again. Still yet to connect on their first three-pointer. 0 of 15 from long range. Minnesota trailed in that first half by as many as 14. It is still a 13-point deficit, but arguably the biggest news on Golden State's end coming late in that second quarter with just a couple minutes left, the Warriors announcing Steph Curry out for the remainder of this game one with what the team is deeming a hamstring strain. So that will be, of course, a big loss for the Warriors. Curry had 13 points in his first half minutes, 3 of 6 from deep, 5 of 9 from the field, but was not seen for much of that second quarter, and now that became evident, battling that hamstring strain. So we'll see if the Wolves can take advantage of that absence in the upcoming second half. Wolves were led by Julius Randle in his 8 points, 3 of 8 from the field. Anthony Edwards, he struggled, 0 of 8 from the field, but Ant did pull down 7 rebounds, also had 2 assists and 2 steals. Timberwolves did not get much else in terms of offensive production, as you might expect, on a night they shoot just 32% in that first half. Those 31 first-half points, new season low for points in any half, and they are now facing a 13-point deficit after those opening 24 minutes. We will pause. We'll come back and quickly check in on action from earlier this evening across the association. Wild finish in Cleveland. We'll tell you about it next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here. I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas. Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a next-level way to bring your crew together? A Minnesota Lynx game is the perfect spot for your group. Whether it's a workouting, youth team night, birthday bash, or celebration, groups get discounted tickets, block seating, and a shout-out on the big screen, plus access to exclusive fan experiences like high-fiving the team, watching warm-ups, or even playing on the Lynx court. Don't just watch the action, be part of it. Lock in your group now at lynxbasketball.com/groups and make memories that last way past the final buzzer.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Still at the halftime intermission here at the Target Center, the Timberwolves searching for a jump start offensively. They are in the locker rooms right now, likely discussing second half adjustments as the offense struggling mightily in those first 24 minutes, shooting just 32% from the field, 0 of 15 from deep. No players in double figures. Julius Randle led the way with 8 first half points. Meanwhile, for the Warriors, they caught fire in that second frame, and in the first half in total, outscored the Timberwolves by 27 from the three-point line. It's Draymond Green leading the way with 16 first half points, 6 of 8 from the field, including 4 of 6 on his three-point attempts. Hey, Wolves fans, make sure to bounce over to the island for Treasure Island and KFAN's Game 2 watch party this coming Thursday, May 8th. Join Marnie Gellner and get in on all of the must-see playoff action with free food, drink specials, epic prize giveaways, including tickets to an upcoming playoff game. Everyone in attendance will receive a Timberwolves playoff rally towel. Visit TICasino.com to get more details on Thursday night's Game 2 watch party. So the Timberwolves are down 13 right now at the halftime intermission, searching for a spark in this upcoming third quarter. But the Golden State Warriors, despite the 13-point advantage, will be without Steph Curry as the team ruled him out late in that first half, battling a hamstring strain. Also looked like Naz Reid limped off and was in some serious lower leg pain as well. No immediate updates from the team just yet on the upcoming second half status of Naz Reid. The final from earlier this evening took place in Cleveland. Cavaliers already down 1-0 in their second round series with the Indiana Pacers had even more trouble tonight. An improbable comeback from Indy in the game's final seconds. Tyrese Halliburton hits a free throw, misses the second free throw, gets his own rebound, and hits a triple to put the Pacers up 1. With just a second left in the contest, they hang on for the comeback win and now have a 2-0 lead in the series as it will shift back to Indy coming up later this week. Timberwolves, they're down 13 at the break after a miserable first half offensively, searching for a get-right spark in this upcoming third quarter. We'll take one final pause. We'll rejoin Alan Horton and Jim Peterson ahead of third quarter action next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Rosie here, plugging you into safety, service, and innovation. Edison Electric has been serving the Minneapolis and St. Paul area since 2007 and specializes in residential service, meaning they help you with all your home's electrical needs. From troubleshooting to panel replacements, they leave your home safer than when they arrived and provide 5-star service every time. Go to calledison.com for upfront pricing on all the residential electrical services in Minneapolis. That's calledison.com.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Timberwolves are down 13 at the half. It's 44-31 in favor of Golden State. Alan Horton and Jim Peterson along with you, joined by assistant coach Pablo Prigioni courtside here. Pablo, before we get into some particulars, overall, with as poorly as you guys played in that first half, was the message out there that, hey, we're only down by 13. This thing is well within striking distance, and they don't have Steph Curry.
Right. I mean, we just got to get into the series. It feels like we didn't get into the series yet, and so many different ways. Obviously, offensively, we really struggled in this first half. They throw this 1-3-1 zone in the mix. We wasn't patient to attack it. We couldn't score in transition. We have 3 or 4 opportunities, and then we couldn't make any shot from behind the arc. So we got to find our rhythm offensively, because, they scored 44 points. Our defense is kind of in place, but we got to get going on the other end.
Ball movement seems to be one of the big issues, too. Just 5 assists on 14 made field goals, Pablo, and the zone's kind of messing up the ball movement a little bit as well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. That's what they do with that zone. They put a lot of people, at the free throw line, a lot of people that you can't get to the corner easy, and they force you tough shots. We are, all for 14, all for 15 from 3. That's explained that no assist game. So, again, we got to, like you say, move the ball a little bit better, a little bit earlier in the possession, and then see if we can punch any gaps and then create a better shots.
Is there a key for Anthony Edwards to get on track?
He got to get the layups in first, right? He missed a couple layups, and then, once you score on the layup, get to the free throw line, try to score in transition, all these little things that can get him going.
Pablo, appreciate it. Good luck second half.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Pablo Prigioni, assistant coach on Chris Finch's staff, joins us here as we get set for the second half. Golden State up 13, 44-31. The numbers were not pretty in that first half. The Timberwolves tied a postseason franchise record for their lowest half of basketball. And again, tonight is their 86th 85th postseason game. They had 31 in the first half of Game 2, a loss at Sacramento back in 2004. Wolves shot 31.8%. That's the second lowest shooting performance in a postseason game. The record was a 31.6% shooting first half. That was a Game 7 against Denver last season. The good news in that game is that the Wolves did shoot 46% after halftime to come back with that miraculous win. 0 of 15, by far and away the worst half of shooting in a postseason game in franchise history. And that 0 for 15 is not only what the Timberwolves shot in the first half, but Anthony Edwards, going back 2+ games now, has missed his last 15 three-point shots. He was 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 3 from deep. Did have 7 rebounds, and his plus-minus was the best on the team, a -1, but he only has 1 point.
Minnesota 12 of 23 in the painted area, just 2 of 21 from outside the paint. So a lot of work to be done here. Good ball movement.
And with the finish, he thought he got fouled. Bill Kennedy says, hey, play on. He didn't see any contact. Warriors with it. Payton begins the second half and cans a left side three.
And
opposite
misses
the Warriors bench. Nothing but net for Gary Payton.
And misses the layup and then is late to get back in transition. Gary Payton wide open. Nobody guarding him in the corner.
Largest lead of the game is right here for Golden State. Wolves have had some troubles this year to start second half. Julius in traffic draws some contact. Wolves are going to need more of that. If they're not going to knock down shots, this is where we saw Julius's style of play become so a perfect fit for playoff basketball. Get inside, get to the free throw line, get tough twos.
Play bully ball. It's what I love about his game. That's why, talking to Julius when he first came to Minnesota, I said, you know what, Julius, you can play in any era. He could have played back in the 80s and 90s, Alan, big time. He would have been a heck of a player for Pat Riley with the New York Knicks, right? The bully ball that he played. And, he's a modern player, too. He can play in this era as well. So effective from outside the arc. He handles the basketball. Great passer. He's such a valuable player for Chris Finch.
2 free throws are good. Julius 4 for 4 at the line. The rest of the team 1 of 2. You mixing him in with little Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. That trifecta.
Patrick Ewing, yeah.
And Patrick, of course. Jimmy Butler's got it up top. He's left alone. He's going to fire on the 3. He'll come up short. Rudy Gobert secures the rebound. Wolves with possession, down by 14, nearly turned over. Payton dives to the floor. He's got it. Mike Conley ties him up. Is it a jump ball? Is it a foul? Is it a timeout? Bill Kennedy says jump ball. Steve Kerr was trying to call a timeout. But it'll be a jump ball between Gary Payton and Mike Conley, and that's just a hustle play by Gary Payton.
Yeah.
But just when the Wolves had a decent possession, a 0-pass possession from Golden State, they missed the 3. Rudy gets the rebound. You're thinking, okay, let's get something going here. The good news on Naz Reid, he is available. Nothing to report on Naz. He's available for the second half.
Minnesota's training staff is unbelievable. He just
Golden State
job.
wins the opening tip. Back out to Green. He misfires on the 3. Healed with a rebound. Left side, Podziemski. His pass to the corner is jumped by Mike Conley, who's playing in his 99th career postseason game. 99 for Mike Conley. It's 50 and 48 in the prior 98. Draymond Green, wing left, backdoor, finds Butler on the cut. Julius was behind the play after a screen by Buddy Hield in the corner. An easy flush, and that's 2 points that the Wolves didn't think the Warriors were getting after they secured that Rudy Gobert rebound. Here's Randall, top of the key, out to Conley up top. Back to Julius, wing left. He'll bang with Podziemski. Across the lane, out to McDaniels. Fumbled that pass initially, drives baseline, kicks out to Conley. On top of the 3, in and out, no. Boy, that thing was halfway down. 0 for 16 from beyond the arc. Down by 16 points, Podziemski. Well, he tried to stop, Jaden couldn't, so he grabbed the back of the jersey. And that'll be a foul, an obvious one on Jaden McDaniels. The Warriors are claiming that should be more than a common foul. Could be unnecessary.
Great ball movement by Minnesota last possession, too, that led to the wide open Mike Conley 3-point shot that rattled in and out. It's been that kind of night.
7 for 47 in Game 5 against the Lakers. 0 for 16 here tonight. Draymond Green with it up top. Off to Buddy Hield, off an illegal screen. A rare mistake in the offensive end for the Warriors. Gary Payton picked off Conley, that helps him up.
all the back screening, the pick-the-picker action they run on the perimeter. The back screen that time got Jimmy Butler into the paint, and then the down screen that time. And they just run all these off-ball actions, and those are the patterns that Houston was able to take away from Golden State.
You know, Mike Conley just missed playing against both Paytons. Gary Payton last year in the league was 06, and Mike came in 07.
How about that?
Son of a gun. So close. Julius Randle with it up top, right to left in the association rights. Wolves are just 3-5 at home this year when they wear these jerseys. A little turnaround from the left block for Jaden McDaniels. He banks it in for 2, and it's a 14-point game. 10 to go here in the third. Timberwolves still shooting 32%. Have not hit a 3. Butler with it off to Hield wing left. Pulls up on a 3 over Conley. That was halfway down and popped out. That may have been 3/4 of the way down. Anthony Edwards with a rebound. Front court Randle, picked up by Butler beyond the 3-point line. Now Julius gets some space, attacks in the lane, out to Conley in the right corner. Baseline drive cut off. Now to Randle, splits two defenders in the lane, runs up a tough 2. It's off the back iron, no. Podziemski secures the rebound. This Golden State defense is for real. Draymond with it, top of the key, out to Hield, open look at an angle 3. He hits that one. 52-35, a 17-point Golden State lead, their largest of the game.
Golden State's been a good team this season, but they've been a really good team since Jimmy Butler's come on board. Number 1 in the NBA since he's been with the Warriors.
Number 1, defense.
Defense.
Yep, and on the drive, couldn't get the layup. Wolves are being outscored by 33 points at the 3-point line. Make it 36 points as Buddy hits a corner 3 right in front of the Warriors bench. Golden State has hit 12 threes tonight. The Wolves have 0. Zip. Nada. They're getting outscored by 36 points at the 3-point line. They now trail in the game by 20, 55-35. 8:47 left to go in the third. Oh, and by the way, Steph Curry out for the game. He's only played 13 minutes. It's been everybody else for Golden State picking up the slack. Warriors by 20 on the Timberwolves radio network.
Wolves fans, this team is only getting better, and next season starts now.
Nas with it off to Ant. Drives in and hammers it through with a right hand.
Bring it with a full, half, or quarter season membership and get playoff priority, exclusive perks, and every can't-miss moment from Anthony Edwards.
It's Ant's time! He's taking over here in the fourth.
Don't wait. Head to Timberwolves.com/memberships to claim your seats.
Oh, the energy in the building right now is through the roof.
Yeah. Hey, look, a W is a W. And thanks to our FVP batteries in the lineup, we're playing up to our potential. I mean, you saw it out there today. What I'm loving about this FVP battery right now is the consistency. Day in, day out. I mean, no drama. Great work ethic with tremendous upside. I've said this before. You gotta be a self-starter in this league. That's why FVP is my MVP. Automotive batteries from FVPparts.com. You gotta reach for what works.
Next question.
Hey, Timberwolves fans, ready to score big with Wolves gear without breaking the bank? Let me introduce you to Sezzle and the Pay in 4 program. With Sezzle, you can split your payments into 4 easy, interest-free installments on all your Wolves purchases. From jerseys and hoodies to courtside seats, Sezzle has got you covered. Wherever you shop, however you rep the Wolves. Download the Sezzle app and get started today. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves. Subject to approval, see terms and conditions at Sezzle.com.
When it comes to watching the game, it's always nice to sit and savor a delicious snack. And Jack Link's protein snacks always hits the shot. Jack Link's beef jerky is made with 100% beef that's simply seasoned and hardwood smoked to deliver a mouth-watering, flavorful, good source of protein, convenient snack. Jack Link's, the official protein snack of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
For that, the crowd knew it. Everybody knew they hadn't hit one all night. Here's Hield fading free throw line. Tough shot, and he hit it, and he drew a foul. Sean Corbin called the foul on Mike Conley, who was telling Chris Finch to challenge that.
I mean, you're not going to get points from it. He made the shot. It may take a foul away from Mike Conley, but it's going to maybe save a point. But Mike didn't touch him. There was no foul by Mike Conley on that play. Sean Corbin, I'm not sure what he saw there.
Sean Corbin hasn't called much in the last half hour, so he's inactive. He wanted to insert himself into the game.
Right. Well, he might have been the one that caught the Buddy Hield wearing the wrong shorts earlier, so that was the delay of game early on.
I can't believe they stopped the game for that. We thought a foul had been called. That was 59 seconds into the game.
Well, they're going deep into the bench now. I mean, Pat Spencer's on the floor. Not that he's a bad player. Come on, Ian.
Yeah, to the cup, got the finish, and he got fouled. And again, he's barking at Sean Corbin. It's just a matter of time before Ant picks up his first technical of this series. He's still arguing. Here comes Draymond back the other way. 58-40. Golden State by 18. Pat Spencer, the Buddy Hield up top, and the paint rises for the jumper. It's no good. Dante's got the rebound. A little bit of pace up the front court. The ball got knocked away from behind by Jimmy Butler. Podziemski dives to the floor, and a timeout is called by Steve Kerr. 7:37 left to go in the third. The Warriors have possession, up 18. You're listening to Minnesota Timberwolves basketball.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jen. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
The summer starts here.
I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
The summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
And Toyota brings us this scoreboard update. Visit your local Toyota dealers today at toyota.com. Let's go places. Doubleheader tomorrow night. Doubleheader of Game 2s as the Oklahoma City Thunder and Boston Celtics both look to bounce back on their home floors. That's what the Cleveland Cavaliers were attempting to do earlier this evening. They hosted the Indiana Pacers down 1-0 in that best-of-7 second-round series, but an improbable late surge from Tyrese Halliburton, and the Pacers lifted Indy to a 120-119 victory. They now have a 2-0 lead in that series. Coach of the Year, Kenny Atkinson, searching for answers now that his team facing a 2-0 series deficit.
Like I said, I think in the locker room we're positive, and they understand how this works. Your focus now is Game 3, get your recovery. They came in here and got 2. There's no reason why we can't go in there and get Game 3.
Yeah, Game 3 is set for Friday evening from Indy, and if you think that place won't be rocking with that 2-0 Pacers lead in the series, you are sorely mistaken. Let's get back to Alan Horton and Jim Peterson.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. 7.5 left to go here in the third. Golden State leads Minnesota here in Game 1, 58-40. Under the category of better late than never, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network. Along with Jim Peterson, I'm Alan Horton. Target Center, the venue here in downtown Minneapolis for Game 1 of this best-of-7 Western Conference semifinal matchup. Our studio coordinator and executive producer is Cal Soderquist. Our engineer is Mike Weber. Our statisticians are Super Dave Hanlon and Mike Greenbaum. Our broadcast coordinators are Alex Leibold and Ben Haney. Glad you're along with us on our flagship here in the Twin Cities. 100.3 FM, KFAN, The Fan, iHeartRadio app, Timberwolves mobile app, Sirius XM, NBA Radio Channel 86, and all across the vast and ever-expanding Timberwolves radio network. Timberwolves have been outscored 42-20. It's roughly over the last 17 minutes. Their offense still only has 40 points on 33% shooting. Nas finally hit a 3 to snap the string of 16 straight misses. The Wolves also have 11 turnovers. And only almost a turnover here by Pat Spencer. It gets deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Golden State basketball.
How about Steve Kerr has used 7 bench players in this game?
Yep.
7.
Without Steph Curry in the second half. hamstring injury. Out for the remainder of the game. And you wonder about his status going forward. Podziemski, baseline floater, nope. And Nas, I should say, Ian's got the rebound. That's his 9th of the game. Here's Randall. Up top on a handoff to Anthony Edwards. And squirts between two defenders. Gets to the cup. Layup is good. And a foul. Give it to Draymond. Finally, he gets a shot to fall at the rim. Assistant coach Pablo Prigioni said it starts there with Ant. He's got to get some of those layups. And maybe that confidence starts to build.
Missed at least 3 layups in the first half. Could have had some and one opportunities. But he gets that one to go. Draymond Green bear hugs him on the way to the rim and finishes through contact.
And is 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. And the free throw is good. So the 3-point play for Anthony Edwards. He was 4th in the NBA in and ones this season. Has 5 points in the last 56 seconds. Wolves still within striking distance, down 15. Buddy Hield up top to Jonathan Kuminga. Working against Nas, spins on him in the lane. Goes for the pump fake, got Nas in the air, and draws the contact. Well, Kuminga has been working out with Jimmy Butler there. That's a patented Jimmy move into the paint. The pump fake. Lean in on that contact. And Jonathan Kuminga will go to the free throw line for 2.
It's such a hard thing to not go for the pump fake. Step back move that time.
Especially against a guy you wouldn't expect. I'm jumping probably for that first shot attempt too. Yeah. By the way, Ant is 2 of 8 at the rim. 2 for 8. So Nikhil is back in the game. The Wolves bench. Dante a -8, Nas a -13, Nikhil a -10.
It's where you say Nikhil has been struggling here for so long, and the thing about someone like Jalen Clark or Terrence Shannon Jr., they inject energy, and they don't need to spot up. They give you energy by steals, by getting offensive rebounds, cutting.
Heel shot just 27% from the field and 22% from deep. And fires left side, a deep 2, no good, but an offensive rebound for Jaden McDaniels. Back out to Nikhil, now Nas, guarded by Draymond Green. He'll feed into Jaden, working against Green. He'll pull up on the 17-footer and hit the mid-range shot. Jaden doesn't take a lot of mid-range shots. He's just 3 for 6 now in the postseason.
Just the second player for Minnesota in double figures as well.
But you can see why Golden State gets so many of their opponents to shoot from the mid-range, because that's the only shot that's available. Driving back the other way and finishing off the glass for 2. It is Draymond Green with 2 more. Was that Buddy Hield? Buddy gets the bucket. So even when the Wolves do something positive in the offensive end, it's been answered by Golden State. Moses Moody in, Buddy Hield out. 62-45, the Wolves trail by 17 points. That last layup was by Buddy Hield, a running 6-footer. Wolves from right to left here. Nas fakes the handoff to Ant, keeps it himself down the lane to the cup. There's a layup. And Nas Reed converts for 2. He's got himself 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Here's Spencer to the left elbow, out to Kevon Looney. Now Butler with it up top, hounded by Dante DiVincenzo. Off a Spencer screen. Is it back to Spencer, left side, spins on Jaden in the lane. Wild hook shot off glass, no. The rebound controlled by Spencer. Lobs it left side, here's Jonathan Kuminga. 5:27 to go in the third, baseline. In the block, it's Jimmy Butler going to work against Ant, comes in the paint, rises up, shot short. Ant's got the rebound, his 9th of the game. Check that, his 10th. And he'll bring it up the center of the floor. A little pace and purpose down the lane to the cup. The layup is good. He got it. 2 in a row for Anthony Edwards. After he went 1 for 7 to start this game in the restricted area.
Here he comes.
62-49. The Wolves climbed within 13. That was their deficit at the half. Kuminga in the lane. Got stripped. The ball pops through to Butler. And his mid-post jumper is good. Jimmy Butler cleans up the mess. He's got 10 points. Into double figures. Jaden on the attack in the lane. Over. Butler hits it in the paint. Little 5-footer for Jaden McDaniels. Timberwolves down by 13 once again. Starting to find a little rhythm offensively. Up to 39% shooting. Butler hears the booze. Up into the front court. Drifted to the right side towards his own bench. Pat Spencer fakes the pass. Drives baseline on Nikhil and scores it off the window for 2. Boy, without Steph Curry, it beating the Wolves the way they're beating them right now. Dante, deep three right side. Off the back iron, no. Jaden's got the rebound. Here's Edwards. Against Kuminga. Off a McDaniel screen. Picked up by Looney. Between the legs and probing. Now drives in the paint. To the cup. Got the layup again. He's into double figures now. 10 points, 10 rebounds. And the Timberwolves have climbed back to within 13.
And they've scored on 8 of their last 9 possessions.
Not quite 40% yet. And Nikhil too aggressive against Jonathan Kuminga on the perimeter. Nikhil trying to make up for that Pat Spencer layup that came at Nikhil's expense on the last trip down the floor. He's just too aggressive there. Now the Wolves have 14 fouls, and with 3:51 to go in the quarter, the next foul will send the Warriors to the free throw line. Ant has 9 of his 10 points in the game here in the second half. Don't think the fans like that call. Gary Payton will trigger in with Looney, Butler, Hield, and Spencer on the floor. Golden State in their black statement edition jerseys. Hield baseline drive of McDaniels. Bounce into the opposite corner. Gary Payton cross court. Butler has it. Spins on Dante. Forced up the 3 and banked it in. Jimmy called glass. He's got 13 points. That's his second triple tonight. Nas spins in the lane, lost possession. Hield scoops it up. Timberwolves have turned it over for the 12th time. Hield pump fakes a 3, drives on Nikhil, by him, out to the right wing, and here is Payton setting up Hield in the corner, and he tickles the twine on another 3. His third of the night, 16 for Buddy Hield. Just like that, the lead balloons back to 19. Golden State's largest lead has been 20. McDaniels trying to beat Nas on the roll. Knocked away by Spencer out of bounds. It'll stay Timberwolves basketball. Julius Randle comes in. Jaden McDaniels out.
Was it Sisyphus that is trying to push the boulder up the hill? Is it Sisyphus rolling the boulder up the hill and it slides back down again? Minnesota trying to climb that mountain. They cut it to 13, and now all of a sudden goes back to 19. It's like it's just so difficult for them to get back to level here. They can't make a run.
Did we jump into Greek mythology for a minute?
I think we did. Yeah, I think it's.
What's the dude's name?
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus. And tried to feed it underneath for Randall. It's deflected and out of bounds.
Wait, David, do you know who Sisyphus is, Dave?
Makes up for the turnover and picks it off at the other end. Here's Nikhil on the run. Out to Dante. Up top, Julius. Right side, Nas. So fire on 3. It's off the back iron. No. Nikhil got knocked down by Pat Spencer. Battling for the rebound. No call. Spencer back the other way. Drives wild. Hook shot off the glass. Maybe it's not so wild. Just looks wild to me. He banked it in for 2.
He looked like Bob Cousy on that one.
Very Bob Cousy-esque. Or maybe a lot like Sisyphus. Who knew about his game? I don't know. Dante right side 3. All right, the Wolves have 1 3 in 20 tries. And then battling for the rebound. A collision between Nas and Draymond. Nas is hot. He's tracking down Sean Corbin. Someone needs to cut him off. Nas is still complaining. It's going to be free throws here for Golden State. And the Wolves are going to call a timeout and challenge that last call. A collision between Draymond and Naz Reid battling for that rebound. So our first challenge of the series. You excited?
Well, the journey of 1,000 miles starts at 1 step. So, let's get this thing started right here. We're down 21.
Ruling on the floor is a loose ball foul on Naz Reid. Minnesota's challenging the ruling.
But to answer my question, you don't sound excited about the first challenge.
I need something to happen here. I need an injection of energy from the team. I need a little 10-0 run right now. That'd be nice.
Fans bounce over to the island for Treasure Island and K-Fans Game 2 watch party this Thursday, May 8th. Join Marty Gellner and get in on all the must-see playoff action with free food, drink specials, and epic prize giveaways, including tickets to an upcoming playoff game. Everyone in attendance will receive a Timberwolves playoff rally towel. Visit TICasino.com for more details. That's TICasino.com for more details. We'll still have managed just 53 points in this game shooting 38%, 1 of 20 from beyond the arc. I hate to keep repeating it, but it's been the story of the game.
It's surreal.
And the Wolves have turned it over 13 times, only gotten to the free throw line 7 times. It has just, it's been a struggle to generate quality looks against, I do want to give Golden State credit. Their defense has been, I think, very good.
It's been very good. They've been connected. They've played the zone successfully. They've made it.
After review, Reed makes illegal contact to the right arm of Green, preventing him from getting the rebound. Therefore, the ruling on the floor stands as a loose ball foul. It's an unsuccessful challenge.
The Timberwolves have dropped their last 2 challenges. They're now 5 of 7 on challenges in the postseason. They had what I thought was a really poor challenge in the 4th quarter of Game 5. It didn't turn out to matter.
There was some confusion, I think, initially, because they looked confused once it was granted. The challenge was granted, but we'll give them that one.
So this is going to result in free throws for the Golden State Warriors. They currently lead by 21 points. It is their largest lead of the game. In the regular season, the Wolves' worst offensive rating of the season was against the Miami Heat. That was a game here at Target Center early on in the year. Of course, Jimmy Butler neglected to play in that game. So a 95 is essentially the lowest offensive rating the Wolves have had in a game this season. Their offensive rating to this point in the game is a 79. 79 points per 100 possessions. Their effective field goal percentage, this is not going to be a good number when you shoot 1 for 20 from beyond the arc, is 39%. In the regular season, their lowest effective field goal percentage was actually 43%.
So you see double zeros at the bench coming in, or at the scoring table coming in from Minnesota.
Paging TJ Shannon. Julius bully balls his way to the rim, knocking over Draymond in the process, and banks it in for 2. 76-55. Golden State brings it up from left to right. Draymond's got it. Half on the logo, half off. Makes the handoff to Hield. Now high post to Spencer. Jump by Dante DiVincenzo, who makes the steal. Controls it up in the front court. Now Randall with it. He'll take a run in the lane on Draymond. Runs it up with the left hand. Missed it. Julius battles on the board. He's got it amongst 3 defenders. Puts it back up. Didn't finish, but he got the foul. He flexes, trying to get his squad going. Wolves are down by 21.
Great job by Dante to get into the passing lane and get that steal. Ignite the break for Minnesota.
Well, that would be one way to get the offense going. If you can't do it in the half court, you've got to create some turnovers. And Golden State does turn the ball over, and they've turned it over 13 times tonight. So Julius back at the free throw line where he's 4 for 4. Randall got to the stripe 6 times a game in the Lakers series. And hit 84% of his free throws. He's 5 for 5 tonight. So TJ Shannon will come in. And the Wolves will go with a small ball lineup with Julius Randle at the 5. With Ant or TJ at the 4. And then Dante and Nikhil in the backcourt.
One of my favorite wins of the season was when Minnesota went into OKC undermanned and were able to come back from a 24-point second-half deficit and win that game. TJ Shannon was a huge part of why they won that game.
I thought of that as OKC watched Denver come back to beat them last night in Game 1. Here's Pat Spencer on the run over TJ Shannon. That's got to be an offensive foul, and it is. Well, that's just reckless. And who drew it? TJ Shannon. 76-57. The Wolves are down by 21 after Julius hit the 2 free throws. This crowd is just itching for anything to cheer about. And we'll see if TJ can provide a spark here late in the 3rd quarter. Shannon appearing in his 4th ever postseason game. He played 3 times in the Lakers series. He's only averaged 4 minutes per game. Julius has it at the elbow, spins on Gary Payton. Now doubled underneath, finds Ant, takes a couple of dribbles and runs out to the perimeter wing right. 7 to shoot, and Ant went all the way out to the sideline and stepped out of bounds.
This Golden State zone has been so disruptive for Minnesota. They're just matching up, and it's just really difficult for Minnesota to punch any gap or to find open shooters.
The Houston Rockets know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
They struggled offensively. Here's Buddy Hield, wing left against TJ Shannon. A crossover by Hield. Now the step back left side three on the way. It's short, so TJ forces the miss and collects the rebound. That's his 11th of the game. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Off the screen by Randall. Thought about a pull-up three. Instead gives it back to Julius. Down the lane. Out to TJ. He'll take a run. Into the paint. Wrapped up by Kuminga. That's a great play by Kuminga. Forces a jump ball. That was the right call. Kuminga did that well. Tied him up. Now Kuminga and Shannon will jump it up.
It's one of the things you love about TJ, the way that he almost puts the ball into his stomach like he's a fullback trying to get through traffic to get to the rim on the 1-2.
Taps at Draymond Green. Now the hit ahead to Buddy. He'll take a run on the heel all the way down to the right block. Now he'll back it out. Golden State with possession. Up by 21 points. No, up by 19. And Draymond finds a cutting Kuminga, who jams it through for two. What a play by Draymond. Great find. Green's got 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. TJ on the run. Steps through on Green. Now kicks out to Dante. Dante on a drive. He'll run it up off glass. Shot missed. Julius offensive rebound. But a whistle and a loose ball foul against Minnesota. 29.3 seconds to go in the third. Randall commits the foul. It'll be free throws for the Warriors, who are already leading by 21 points. Buddy Hield has 14 of his 16 here in the third quarter. Draymond Green at the free throw line where he's 2 for 2 tonight. First one is long off the back iron. 78-57. The Warriors will go a little bit deeper on their bench. Players off their bench. They will go with Braxton Key. Moses Moody in.
Steve Kerr's just showing off now.
He's just throwing guys on the floor. Yeah. Referees are...
we're going to see Kevin Knox before it's all said and done.
No Trace Jackson-Davis, who I thought really played well against the Wolves.
He did. He played well here in this building last time we saw him.
That's a guy that did start 37 games this year. Well, I'm not sure what the holdup is here between free throws.
Minnesota cut the lead to, it was 66-53.
Yeah, they got to 13 multiple times.
And Golden State has just been so resilient, and they have gotten stops in this game. They've done a great job taking Minnesota out of their offense. No flow, and obviously 1 of 20 from outside the arc. And a lot of that is Minnesota's missed a lot of open shots, by the way. Didn't Draymond Green shoot the first free throw?
I've completely lost.
I don't know what's happening right now. Draymond Green shot the first free throw.
I think he missed the second one, and there was another foul. I don't know how we missed that, though. Here's Dante, the second 3 of the game for the Wolves. Right side triple, 80-60. 20-point game. Yeah, Golden State got an offensive rebound, and then there was a foul. And Buddy Hield just made 2 free throws. Dante knocks it away from Kuminga. It's out of bounds. It'll stay Golden State basketball.
Dante is still fighting. Wolves have come back from 20 down before.
They certainly have. You referenced it, the OKC game. Biggest comeback in franchise history. Now 23 in the fourth quarter, 24 overall. Buddy off the inbound with 3 seconds left to go in the quarter. Pump fakes. Nikhil now leads in off back iron at the buzzer. And that'll do it for the third quarter of play. We make the turn to home with the Warriors in control. They're up 80-60. despite Steph Curry being out for the remainder of this game, having played only 13 minutes. Didn't score 13 points in those 13 minutes, but Steve Kerr has gone deep off his bench. He has used 8 players off the bench here in this first 3 quarters. Wolves down by 20. We go to the 4th next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
The NBA playoffs have arrived, and if you're not in the building, you're missing out.
Up top, and he'll take off down the lane. He'll throw it down with the right hand.
Feel the energy. Ride the run. Grab your playoff tickets right now at Timberwolves.com/playoffs.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
2 bands, 1 night. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The Marshall Tucker Band. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, July 19th, live at the Treasure Island Amphitheater. With special guest Jefferson Starship. A night of vintage PTO. A night of classic Marshall Tucker Band. Tickets on sale now at TICasino.com.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go a walk in the park with the new Ford Explorer. Become the MVP of the work site with the unrivaled performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America. Or discover what it really means to adventure in the great outdoors with a new Bronco Sport. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Searching for your next night out? The Lynx are bringing the energy all season long.
Here's Collier going to work again in the paint.
Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit lynxbasketball.com/tickets and get to our house for the biggest moment.
The Wolves have dug themselves a 20-point deficit going to the 4th. Through 3 quarters, the Wolves have just 60 points on 38% shooting, and after going 7 for 47 in their last game, they've gone 2 for 21 here on the home floor tonight. Just 9.5%. They've turned it over 14 times. They had their best offense of quarter in the 3rd. They put up 29 points. They had 20 in the 1st quarter, 11 in the 2nd quarter, 29 in the 3rd. But the problem is, Jim Peterson,
they gave up 36.
The Warriors have scored 18, 26, and 36. They're getting stronger without Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph Curry played 13 minutes, has 13 points. He still outscored every member of the Wolves except for Julius Randle, who has 14 points.
Buddy Hield's not been all that efficient. He's got 18 points in the game, but he's 5 of 16.
16 of his 18 did come in the 3rd. Kuminga turns it over. Conley comes up the floor. He got manhandled by Kuminga. There's Draymond initiating the offense to his right. Butler. Now Podziemski in the corner. Works on Mike Conley across the lane. Stops. Kicks back out. Here's Buddy Hield against Jaden McDaniels. Hield pushes it out. Oh, Rudy did not have the hands ready. He could have picked off that pass. Instead, it's a shot clock violation. By the time Draymond Draymond Green got it, that hand grenade went off. Wolves got into within 13 3 times in the 3rd quarter. The final time, Golden State answered with an 8-0 run to close the 3rd. Wolves from right to left with Rudy, Mike, Nas, Jaden, and Dante on the floor. Conley a baseline drive to the opposite corner. Dante fires the 3. It's an air ball. Brandon Podziemski with a rebound. Outlet to Jimmy Butler, and here come the Warriors from left to right. Butler bodied up by McDaniels beyond the 3-point line. Forces a pass to Draymond Green. Green's got 18 points, 8 boards, 6 dimes. Right side, Butler. Jimmy, 13 points, tiptoes the baseline, kicks out to the corner. Kuminga lines up the 3 and buries it. 15 made threes in 30 attempts for the Warriors. And off the inbound, Podziemski hits the deck, and they're going to call a foul on the Timberwolves and give possession to Golden State.
As bad as Minnesota's shot the ball off the bench, too. I mean, Nas has been great, but Minnesota's still leading bench points, 21-18, even after that Kuminga make. So they've kind of done their job in a sense. It's been the inefficiency by Anthony Edwards and Mike Conley here. Combined 4 of 19.
Butler with it, bodied by Dante. Way too much. Butler goes down. And Dante stands over Butler. Draymond shoves him out of the way to try to get Jimmy back to his feet. Dante, of course, played with Golden State just a few seasons ago. First team foul against the Wolves here in the court. Butler again against Dante. Into the paint, stops. He's bottled up, looking to get rid of it. Jump pass back out to Green. He gives it back to Butler, who's hounded by Dante from behind. Butler lost it out of bounds. Wolves do not have a challenge because they lost that in the third quarter. That ball was clearly off of, maybe not clearly. That may have been one of those ones where Butler technically touches it last, even though Dante forced the turnover. Draymond takes a drive, swings it over his shoulder. Here's Kuminga's shot inside. It's knocked away by Naz Reid. Jaden McDaniels off a screen in midcourt from Dante. In the paint, out to Naz, right side. Pass on the three, drive in the paint, runs it up with the right hand and rattles it in. So Naz, to your point, Jim, 7 of 10 shooting, 16 points off the bench.
He's been Minnesota's most efficient player in this game. He and Jaden both.
Down by 18. The Warriors have shot 43%, but they're 15 of 30 on their threes. Here's Butler with the elbow, working against DiVincenzo. Quick move to his left, dumps it off for Hield. In the lane, now out to Bajewski. 3 ball on the way, off front iron. Rudy collects the rebound. Wolves with 9:39 left to go in the fourth, trailed by 18. Dante up into the front court, wing left, up top to Conley, off to Gobert screen, left-handed dribble for Mike, in the paint on Green, kick back out, Naz, clean look at a three, and he buries it again.
Great slam pass that time by Mike. He drives the seam. When you get shut off like that, the most likely player to be open is someone that's directly behind you. Naz Reid filled that exact zone, wide open, nobody around him. Great feed by Mike Conley.
Naz Reid is 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. The rest of the team is 1 for 19. Timberwolves down 15. Timeout Golden State. 9:25 to go in Game 1 on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hey, Wolves fans, listen up. Step up your shoe game this season with Trade Home Shoes, your Minnesota-based, employee-owned retailer. Trade Home Shoes has on-trend footwear for the entire family. Brands like New Balance, Hoka, On, Birkenstock, Rival Shoes, and more. With over a century of experience at 130 locations nationwide, Trade Home Shoes is where generations meet comfort and style. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Wolves fans, this team is only getting better, and next season starts now.
Naz with it off to Ant. Drives it in, hammers it through with the right hand.
Bring it with a full, half, or quarter season membership and get playoff priority, exclusive perks, and every can't-miss moment from Anthony Edwards.
It's Ant's time. He's taking over here in the fourth.
Don't wait. Head to Timberwolves.com/memberships to claim your seats.
Oh, the energy in the building right now is through the roof. 48%. The Wolves are 4 of 24. That is 17% from beyond the arc. So the Wolves are getting outscored by 33 points at the three-point line. But after starting the night 1 of 20, they have now hit 3 of their last 4. Naz has 2 of those. And Naz has all 8 of Minnesota's points here in the fourth quarter. Naz will be on the floor here out of the timeout with Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, and Mike Conley. Down 15, 9:25 to go in the fourth. Wolves got it to 13 3 times. Well, they started the third quarter down by 13, but quickly went behind by more than that. They got it to 13 3 times in the third, but that's as close as they got.
Yeah.
It feels like it's not quite now or never time with 9:25 left, but the way this game has gone, this feels like it's now or never.
It really is. And, it's not been single digits, Allen, since it's been 27-20. How long ago does that seem? And that's when Draymond Green went on his...
That's a second on Pat Spencer, and it'll be Timberwolves basketball. So first team foul against the Warriors. The Wolves also have one team foul here in the quarter.
I feel like Pat Spencer is one of those guys that knows how to use his physicality to create space. When you play, what is he, a lacrosse guy? He's a big time lacrosse player.
Right.
You got the physicality.
He's the number 1 pick in the Pro Lacrosse League. Yeah. We can't all say, you and I can't say that.
Gotta respect that.
I think you do. There's Mike Conley up top. Feeds it inside. Rudy against Jimmy. Bangs away. Goes up strong and jumps it with 2 hands. Rudy gave the off arm right to the chest. That cleared out Jimmy. 83-70. Again, the Wolves are within 13. Butler wing left. Off to Payton, who gives it right back against Rudy Gobert. Can Jimmy answer? Baseline drive. Rises up and draws the contact. Say what you will about Jimmy Butler. He is just incredible the way, he's not the tallest, he's not the biggest, strongest, can't jump the highest, but he has an unbelievable knack for getting to the free throw line.
Just has what he has the knack of doing, he's got the knack of getting his shoulders past the defense. So once he gets his shoulders past you, then he can put the brakes on like he did with Rudy right there, and then just, when you slam the brakes on, there's no way Rudy can stop. And, the foul is imminent. So he's such a great foul drawer, and it's one of the things that the Golden State Warriors have really missed. They missed that guy that can get him to the free throw line, that can create pace for this team, that they want to play at their own pace. And Jimmy just controls the game in so many different ways.
Especially when you go on the road and draw a free throw like that, 2 of them, and hit them both. It just quiets the crowd. It's now a 15-point game. It sucks the energy out of the building for a moment. And trying to get it back going. Drives on Spencer. Pinballs off of Green. Floats it up with the right hand. He got it, and he'll go to the line for an and 1. 12 points, 11 rebounds for Anthony Edwards. It's been a struggle tonight, 5 of 16 shooting, but starting to get some of those rim shots to drop.
It's funny, when you watch the Knicks game last night in Boston, Boston was cruising, and the game seemingly was over, and then Jalen Brunson just kind of took over that fourth quarter, and they erased a double-digit deficit. And they just did a great job of just keep plugging along here. Minnesota now cutting this lead to 12.
It's as close as it's been in the second half. Minnesota has made their last 4 shots and hits the free throw. 85-73 Golden State. They've got it left to right off the Green screen. Here's Jimmy Butler back to Green against Rudy. Looking to facilitate a handoff to Buddy to the baseline. Healed left-handed dribble all the way through to the right wing. Swings it up top to Spencer. Left side Rudy stepping into the 3. Missed it. The Wolves have the rebound. Rudy outlet to Mike Conley. Here comes Minnesota. Trailing by 12. Off the Rudy screen. Mike down the lane. Takes it up. Off the glass. Shot no. Rudy had the rebound. He got fouled from behind. Mike knew exactly where Rudy was. And if he couldn't hit the shot, he knew his big man was going to be in great position for the rebound.
He's got to knock these free throws down. It's going to be side out here for Minnesota. It's not free throws yet.
Well, that's the fifth foul on Draymond Green. Sideline out of bounds here. 3rd team foul against the Warriors in the quarter.
Draymond started out shooting threes, 4 of 5. He had a great first half, just 0 of 3 since.
Conley swings it up top, and with it, jukes on Payton, drives in the paint to the cut, the layup, good again. 2 more for Edwards, he's up to 15, the lead is 10. 7:33 left to play in the game. Spencer poked away from behind by Conley, it's out of bounds, it'll stay. Golden State basketball. Oh, they call a foul there on Edwards. No, I should say on Conley. Wolves now on an 18-5 run to climb to within 10. 85-75. Draymond with it up top to the right side, and Jimmy Butler. Butler against Edwards. Now Green sets the screen. Jimmy uses that, attacks it late, hangs and kicks out to Payton in the corner. 7 to shoot. Cut Spencer with it. Drives on Conley, scoops it up off glass. Shot no. Spencer's got the rebound. Now to Payton to Butler. Angle 3 no. And the rebound around to Buddy Hield. Back out to Draymond. He'll split two defenders in the lane. To the corner, Payton. Good closeout by Naz Reid. 6 to shoot. Payton on the attack with a right-handed dribble across the lane to Green in the corner. The three ball no, and the Wolves finally secure the rebound. 6:50 left to play in the fourth. 85-75, the fans come to their feet. Juking on Hield. It's Ant with it up top. Between the legs, trying to free himself. Now backs it out. They spread the floor. Ant top of the key. Now lobs it right side. Nas open in the corner. Three balls offline. Rudy bats the rebound. Up towards the rim. It rolls off. He gets the rebound again. And then his foul.
4th team foul on the Golden State Warriors.
It'll be sidelined out of bounds here for Minnesota. They get that last foul on Gary Payton. It's his second. Draymond stays on the floor with the 5 fouls, but now Kevon Looney comes in for him.
Podziemski back in the game, too. Pat Spencer's out for Golden State.
So Golden State led by 23 points late in the third quarter. Since then, the Wolves are on this 18-5 run. The inbound comes to Dante with 13 on the shot clock. Up top to Ant, on the move, in the lane, steps through on Looney. Layup too strong, he missed it. He had a great look at it. Just couldn't finish. Hield with a rebound. Here come the Warriors up into the front court. Butler into the paint, rises up. 6-footer rolls off the rim. No, Looney's got the offensive rebound. He's surrounded by white jerseys. He fires it off. Dante DiVincenzo out of bounds. It'll stay Golden State basketball. 6:17 left to go in the fourth. It's still a 10-point game. Golden State has missed 8 of 9 shots here in the fourth quarter. 40% for the game. The inbound to Hield, left side 3, had a clean look at it, couldn't hit it. Nas tapped the rebound over to Rudy. Then Dante saves it baseline, but it stays in play. Golden State's got it. Here's Payton, left corner, Podziemski open for the 3. Off the back iron, no, Looney with a loose ball foul. He shoved off Rudy Gobert. That's why he was so wide open to secure that rebound.
That's 5. 5 team fouls on Golden State.
Free throws coming up for Rudy Gobert. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by Sezzle, a 4-point play in the NBA. That's hard, but splitting your next Wolves purchase into 4 interest-free installments with Sezzle, that's easy. Download the Sezzle app today. Terms and conditions do apply. Sezzle, the official jersey patch sponsor of the Timberwolves.
Julius Randle's getting a nice break here. Naz Reid has been effective. Chris Finch rolling with Rudy Gobert with his rebounding. And
First
defense.
is good by Rudy.
The defense by Gobert has also been very impactful, and obviously the way that he's been able to crash the offensive glass.
Rudy with another free throw coming. The Wolves are within 9. Single digits. For the first time since early second quarter, second free throw, no, popped out for Rudy. Goes 1 out of 2. Wolves are outscoring the Warriors 16-5 here in the quarter. They got the final 2 points of the third. 19-5 until a left side 3 for Buddy Hield. Boy, the one guy who's really a weapon on the perimeter with Steph Curry out. Here's James on a drive. Missed the layup over Looney, and the Warriors control the rebound. They're back up by 12. 5:30 left to play. Butler across the timeline. Rejects the Looney screen. Drives in by Dante. Pump fakes. Moves in on Rudy. Now sets up Hield up top, who nearly threw it away. Butler controls. In the paint. Leans in on the floater and hits it. 5 straight points for Golden State. Chris Finch needs a timeout because the Timberwolves are now down 14 with 5:18 left to play. 90-76, Golden State in front in Game 1 of this best-of-7 second round Western Conference semi-final series. We step aside on the Minnesota Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hello, this is Jan at Toyota.
Hi, Jan. Is now a good time to get a new Toyota?
It is. We like to say your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. Now through June 2nd, we have a great selection of Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, and more.
Your summer starts here.
I'm a pet sitter, and business is way up as people enjoy their new Toyotas.
Stop, Sebastian. Goldie is not dinner.
Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Toyota, let's go places.
Postseason dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Whoa, take it easy there. There's a better way to NBA. all playoffs long.
Wait, really?
With the NBA app, you get real-time stats and scores for every playoff matchup. Witness playoff drama as it unfolds.
Seriously?
Catch every bucket all in one place, all for free.
Where have you been all my life?
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
And the scoreboard update brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com today. Let's go places. The other action earlier this evening took place in Cleveland. The top-seeded Cavs in the East hoping to salvage a split of the first two games of their Eastern Conference semifinal series against Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. But Indy stealing Game 2 thanks to an incredible sequence from Halliburton. He hit a free throw, missed the second, got his own rebound, then hit the go-ahead three with just a second left, and the Pacers steal away with both games in Cleveland. The series will now shift to Indy for Game 3 coming up on Friday. Pacers with that 2-0 advantage. Here's their head coach, Rick Carlisle.
We just got to stay in the present. We got to concentrate on what's going on right now. Right now it's, I don't know what time it is. I don't know when the bus goes to the plane, but thinking about when I got to be in the bus, and then we'll think about what time we're going to get home. And then, it's just a playoff series. You can't look forward, and you got to be careful about how much you look back. You got to, depending on your team, you got to do it the right way.
Wise words from a head coach who's been at it a long time. Pacers with that 2-0 series advantage will carry it into Game 3 coming up Friday. We'll see if the Wolves can make one final push. Let's get you back to Alan Horton and Jim Peterson.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. Keeping an eye on the NBA scoreboard. 90-76. Golden State leads by 14. Wolves put up they were down by 23 late in the third. They go 19-5 over the next 6+ minutes to make this a game, a 3-possession game. They got it down to 9, but Golden State has answered what is not a big 5-0 run, but it's felt like a really punch to the gut 5-0 run.
Given the time left in the game too, just 5:18 to go in the fourth quarter, and we've been saying this for a long time now. We've been saying this. You just make a run before the end of the first half. Let's make a run before the end of the third quarter. Now here we are. We're running out of time, and that was a very impactful three-point shot by Buddy Hield in the corner, and then Jimmy Butler's little 2-point floater in the paint.
You mentioned Buddy shooting earlier. He is just 6 of 18 shooting, but he's 4 of 7 from distance. Golden State, 16 made threes. The Wolves still only 4 made threes in this game. Their season low in the regular season in threes made was 7. That was in a loss at the LA Clippers back in December. They've got 4 tonight, so they've been outscored by 36 points at the three-point line. And with it out of the timeout, facing this 1-3-1 Golden State zone. And on the drive, got tripped up, tried to lean in toward the baseline and fire it to the corner. The pass got deflected out of bounds. The Wolves now have 5 to shoot.
It's amazing how the trend in the NBA has gone to play zone. So many teams now utilize zone defense and just so disruptive.
Inbound Rudy, he's got it left side with 4. Now with 3, a drive. He steps through on Looney. He puts up the short shot. It was an air ball. And Looney collects the rebound. Timberwolves shooting just 39% in this game. 39.2%. Butler with it off the Looney screen up top. Attacks in the lane, now drops it back out. Looney holds. Not a threat from there. Jimmy Butler now comes back to it. He'll take a run with 2. Now with 1 on the shot clock. He launches at the buzzer. It's offline. No. Offensive rebound. Come on, Looney. Out to Hield. Now with the corner. It's Gary Payton. Payton switches places up top with Hield. Now feeds Butler against Nasri. And Rudy just shoves Looney from behind. It's an obvious foul with 4 on the shot clock. I realize Rudy is frustrated, but you can't take it out in that situation with 4 on the shot clock.
Rudy's going to come out, and Julius Randle's going to come back here.
That is 16 offensive rebounds for the Warriors here tonight.
They've won the 50-50 ball battle big time.
I feel like so many of those 16 offensive rebounds have really been 50-50 balls.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
They're going to go back and look at the video. They're going to see how many times they had chances to compete for the basketball. They just weren't in the right place at the right time.
Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by Travel South Dakota. It's time to put routine at the end of the bench because you deserve to disconnect from the ordinary. Connect to the ones who matter most. Discover endless reasons to pack your bags at TravelSouthDakota.com. Timeout here by Minnesota with 4:19 left to play, trailing 90-76. Straight up 11 p.m. here on this Tuesday night, the second of a TNT doubleheader. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the Minnesota Timberwolves radio network. Along with Jim Peterson, I'm Alan Horton. Our radio perch is in section 132 of the lower bowl. Our studio host and executive producer is Cal Soderquist. Our engineer, Mike Weber. Our statisticians are Dave Hanlon and Mike Greenbaum. Our broadcast coordinators are Alex Leibold and Ben Haney. I'm glad you're along with us on our flagship, 100.3 FM, KFAN The Fan, iHeartRadio app, Timberwolves mobile app, NBA app, SiriusXM, NBA Radio, Channel 86, and all across the Timberwolves radio network. There's 4:19 left to play. Golden State has the ball. They're up by 14 points. Buddy Hield has 19 of his 21 points in the second half. Jimmy Butler has 11 of his 17 after halftime. Hield with it, off to Podziemski. Warriors doing a good job of burning clock. Off the Looney screen, Podziemski with it. The shot clock down to 2. He'll step back on the screen. Now he'll launch the contested 3. It's an air ball out of bounds. Maybe that glanced off the iron. Did not get it off in time. Shot clock violation. Sideline out of bounds. Dante will trigger in. Paint, good pressure on Ant to prevent him from bringing it up. Now Nas will walk it up right side. 4 minutes to go. There has got to be a sense of urgency here. And with it off the Julius Randle screen, who's back in the game for Rudy Gobert. Julius catches the top of the key, quickly works on Looney inside, hesitates, now rises, draws contact. He'll go to the free throw line for his 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. Game 2 is coming up Thursday night here at Target Center. A little bit of an earlier start time, 7:30 instead of the 8:30 start time tonight. Which, if you're keeping track at home, was turned into an 8:40 tip time. It was set for 8:37, 3-minute slide, 8:40.
You get kind of used to it here, playing these games in the Western Conference, especially late this season. Minnesota on TNT so many times this season, and it's only going to grow. When you're playing with Anthony Edwards, the national stage is going to put Minnesota in these late settings.
I get frustrated that fans are frustrated with the late start times, but like you said, we've been through this for 2 years now, and it's not going to end.
It's not going to stop.
We're not in the East, and the East games go first, the West games go next.
Yeah.
And there's so many teams in the Central time zone that get stuck with those 8:30, which oftentimes turn into 8:50 or 8:55 tip times. Butler on the drive, the layup no good. 90-78 after Julius stayed perfect at the line. Edwards crossover, drives right by Payton, got the foul, and he got the lay-in. 3-point opportunity. 90-80, all of a sudden it's a 10-point game with 3:30 left.
You just got to keep believing. You got to keep believing that Anthony Edwards can get it done. We've seen him do it. Minnesota's been in worse situations than this. Ant's got a chance to cut this to 9 with 3:30 to go.
The Wolves did get it to 9 earlier in this quarter. And the Warriors pushed it back up, and now Ant sticks the free throw. It gets him 18 points for the game. It's 90-81. 17 of his 18 have come after halftime. The fans come to their feet once again. Warriors from left to right here. They get it to the Butler off the green screen. Right side, working against Nas. Jimmy on the drive, into the paint, kick out. Payton open in the corner, 3-ball good. Just 17 made threes for the Warriors tonight.
They just shut down Minnesota. Any kind of Minnesota run, they just shut it right down.
Here's Nas, run off the 3-point line. He'll drive and kick to Dante in the corner. Now the angle and Ant. He'll line up the 3-ball and hit it. So Ant had missed 15 consecutive 3-point shots. He buries one here with 2:50 left to play. Wolves down by 9. 2:45 left to play. It is now or never. Gary Payton off to Jimmy Butler. Just burning clock, milking it down. 10 on the shot clock. Jimmy drifts to the right side. He's got Nas Reed on him. The Wolves have to have a stop. Left side, heel, catch and shoot 3 on the way. That's not even a play. I don't know how that's so open. There's no action being run. That's simple stuff. 96-84. Ant misses a 3 left side. And The Warriors have the rebound.
Jimmy Butler just running and setting the table for the Golden State Warriors here.
So he scored or assisted on 11 straight Golden State points. And the Warriors, give them credit offensively. They're bleeding the clock, and they're still getting good looks. And when they're not getting the shots to drop, they're still grabbing offensive rebounds.
It's what I was saying to you when Steph Curry went out with the hamstring injury. They have the personnel to still hurt you. Jimmy Butler is a winner. And these other guys, I mean, Buddy Hield, he's been reborn here. He's kind of bounced around. Even Steve Kerr, there was a win during that Houston series, and I forget which game it was, but Steve Kerr said, these are words that have never been uttered, but Buddy Hield, you played great defense.
That's right. He said that in the locker room to his team. Here comes some words that have never been uttered. I mean, harsh but true, I think.
Yeah.
Harsh but true.
He's done a good job here. He's gotten down and defended. You know, he started out this game defending Anthony Edwards. We were wondering how they were going to match up.
I have been impressed with the Golden State defense. They've just been swarming. And it's confusing, too, because I feel like they shouldn't be as good as they are. I know Draymond, we haven't seen any antics from him tonight. He has just had his head in the game. And when he has his head in the game, he's still an elite defender.
I mean, they were, you know, when you talk about defensive rating, I mean, they were right there with Minnesota. Minnesota was a 110.8. Golden State was 111, so they were 7th, right behind Minnesota at 6th.
Yep.
So that's on the season. But since Butler's been with them, they've been number 1. So Jimmy Butler has infused more than just defensive toughness. He's infused confidence in them on both ends of the floor, offensively as well.
Inbound comes to Draymond Green. He works on Naz Reid to the top of the key. Circles back out. Hand off to Buddy Hield. Draymond will feed it to Jimmy right side. 5 to shoot here against Julius Randle. Takes him off the dribble. Got a step on him. Leans in and draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
You talk about the size of Jimmy Butler. I think he's bigger than, like, they say he's 6'7", but when Jimmy was here and I would stand next to him and talk to him, and I'm every bit of 6'10", and Jimmy is almost as big as me. I mean, I was really shocked at how tall and strong he is. And Alan, when he was here, when he first got here, he was a playmaker. I mean, he made Minnesota an elite defensive team, and he was so good offensively. I had this conversation with people in the Bay Area today doing some radio shows. I just kind of wish Jimmy was a little bit more like Ant when he was here with Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. I think they needed more positivity like Ant gives Minnesota versus what Jimmy was, which was he was more tearing him down than he was building him up.
Yeah. About halfway through that season, Jimmy said, okay, now I'm going to pick up my scoring. He was facilitating for much of that season and doing a really good job of it. Jaden McDaniels, left side 3 on the way. That's no good. Brandon Wojcicki, the rebound. 1:39 left to play, and the Warriors are up by 13. 97-84. Jimmy Butler hit 1 out of 2. He's got 18 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Just bleeding this clock down. Shot clock down to 6. Starts to work on Randle up top. They spread the floor. A jab step, down the step back. 17-footer off the heel. No, Ant's got the rebound with 1:15 left. He jukes Brandon Wojcicki, gets a step on him into the paint to the rim and lays it in. 23 for Anthony Edwards. 97-86 with just 68 seconds left to play. Wojcicki to Butler to a cutting Buddy Hield. Thought about going towards the rim and wisely peeled out to the right wing. Hield still with it, working against McDaniels. Bounce it off to Draymond Green. 6 to shoot. So much movement from Golden State, even right down to the final buzzer. Draymond will try a 3. It got blocked by McDaniels. And Buddy Hield caught it and flipped it up toward the rim. The officials want to take a look at this because Buddy Hield's shot actually went through the net. And Buddy thought he got it off in time before the shot clock buzzer expired.
Buddy's saying to Zach Zarba, you're going to see a foul on there as well. So,
but I'm not sure that can be like the proximity to the foul on a review. And the officials won't even put the headset on. They're just looking toward the scorer's table. So Secaucus will handle this on their own. Shot clock violation. And Minnesota's called a timeout. 47.3 seconds left. It's Golden State leads by 11. It's been a rough night all the way around. And we finally capped it off by spilling a drink. What, all over your computer?
Yeah.
Over, under? Still works?
It's going to be okay. I think it's going to be
all right. Good. We're going to regroup for Thursday's game 2. Tip-off show will get underway at just after 7. Head coach Chris Finch. We'll get our one thing with Mike Nori. Might focus in on trying to solve this Golden State defense, which has held the Wolves to just 86 points, 40% shooting, 5 of 28 from deep. 5 for 28. Meanwhile, Golden State's knocked down 18 threes. That's the differential of 13 made threes times 3. That's 39 points. Now, Golden State was right with the Wolves this year in three-point differential. They were spot below. So they've got that capability. It's not, sometimes I think fans forget it's not just about the offense and what you score at the three-point line. It's what you hold your opponents to, too.
Exactly right.
And that differential. And that's where the Wolves just feasted so much this year. Had the third best differential in the NBA, and right behind him was Golden State. We're finally set to play. The Wolves will be able to inbound to the front court. 47.3 seconds left, down by 11. They lob it into Randall under the basket. He makes the catch, a whistle sounds, and a foul will be called before the shot attempt by Julius. That is what Bill Kennedy is ruling. Payton still hasn't moved from his spot under the basket. Now he'll head out to the perimeter as Julius Randall goes to the free throw line for 2 shots.
2 shots. Julius Randle.
Timberwolves all time in game 1s. Going to drop to 5 and 13 all time, including 2 and 5 on the home floor.
Well, I'm going to blame the white jerseys.
Can't say I disagree. The Wolves had their worst record of the 4 jerseys.
Right.
The Association Whites on the home floor.
It's the only game they lost against the Lakers was in the white jerseys.
Randall stays perfect at the line, 10 for 10. 97-88. It's a 9-point game. Butler inside off the Draymond. Missed it. Butler taps it up and in. And that'll give him 20 points, 10 boards, and 8 assists.
Those 2 bookends for Golden State have been rough and tough, haven't they, in this game?
Nas will try a right side 3 under duress. No. Rebound tapped around. Golden State's got it. 20 seconds left. Shot clock is off. And that will do it as Buddy Hield circles around. Impressive win for Golden State here in Game 1. 48 hours after defeating the Rockets in a grueling 7-game series, they dominate this game and win it 99-88. The horn will sound here at Target Center, and for the first time in NBA history, in second-round play, the road team has won Game 1 in all 4 semifinal series. Golden State 99, Minnesota 88. Even with Steph Curry playing just 13. Buddy Hield 24. Jimmy Butler 20 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. And Draymond Green 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 dimes. The final in Game 1, Golden State 99, Minnesota 88. We're back with the postgame show next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
As a business owner, you understand the importance of protecting your reputation, workplace, employees, and financial assets. Our team is ready to help yours by creating a custom lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management service to help you stay at the top of your game. Contact your local Federated representative for more information today. Federated Insurance. It's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it. Because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
This is the Federated Insurance Postgame Show on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Gary Pace off to Jimmy Butler. Just burning clock, milking it down. 10 on the shot clock. Jimmy drifts to the right side. He's got Nas Reed on him. The Wolves have to have a stop. Left side, heel, catch and shoot three on the way. That's not even a play. I don't know how that's so open when there's no action being run. That's simple stuff. 96-84 and misses a three left side, and the Warriors have the rebound.
Jimmy Butler just running and setting the table for.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is TSI Mike, and now that we've got your attention, we're bringing you every single game of the NBA and NHL playoffs while supporting Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto through our Playoff Pulse campaign. Let's grow our global community. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and join the action.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Joe Bowen here, voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Playoff Pulse on Toronto Sports Insider is all about playoff thrills and making a difference, with 100% of Leaf playoff stream revenue going directly to sick kids for their life-saving treatments and research. We're aiming for 100,000 insiders to boost our impact. So subscribe now and be a part of this incredible movement. Holy Mackinac! Let's show Sick Kids Hospital we're here for them. Join us today.
Hey you, yeah you, Easton Cowan, Leafs prospect here. I'm loving these Playoff Pulse live hangouts. Subscribe and turn on the bell to catch every game. Keep the chat buzzing. Let's cheer for Sick Kids together. See you in the chat.
Balanced attack despite Steph Curry leaving with a hamstring injury. Played 13 minutes, had 13 points. Buddy Hield 24 and 8. Jimmy Butler 20, 11 and 8. And Draymond Green, 18, 8 and 6. And I thought Steve Kerr did a masterful job with the bench. He got a lot of minutes from a lot of different guys. He plug and played. Some guys worked, some guys didn't. Moses Moody was a minus 14 and 8:30, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. He didn't see the floor again. They just kept going deeper and deeper onto the bench.
It's not often you see your best player who suffers through a hamstring injury leave the game, and then the guys played better. I mean, they really did. The Golden State Warriors came into this game without really thinking about it very much. They flew into Minnesota yesterday. They got here, didn't practice, shot around today, and got ready to play. So I just think that sometimes, Alan, the waiting game for the team that has to wait on the other team sometimes is a detriment. The Warriors just came in here and just kept on doing what they were doing against the Houston Rockets.
Right. Almost better not to prepare, to do the kind of preparation.
Let's just do what we do, and that's what they did.
99-88 the final. We'll take a timeout. Come back with Chris Finch next on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Yeah. Hey, look, a W is a W. And thanks to our FBP batteries in the lineup, we're playing up to our potential. I mean, you saw it out there today. What I'm loving about this FBP battery right now is the consistency. Day in, day out. I mean, no drama. Great work ethic with tremendous upside.